heroes. Gather tribute and earn my favor.
What the fuck was that?
All right, and welcome to episode 94 of the Gankbush podcast. I'm your host, Fringe Average. For those of you listening for the first time, we are the only politically incorrect Heroes of the Storm podcast where all the different co-hosts represent different play levels, all the way from a silver type player up to a Grandmaster level player. We bring you the latest HOTS news and discuss the latest tips and strategies so you can become a better player. So let's go ahead and introduce our Master level player. That's Scott, who's calling in from San Francisco, California.
Hey, good to be here. I'm not the only Master level player right now.
Well, Bacon's the Grandmaster level player, right?
New season.
A new season. That's right.
Season,
Well,
that's true.
How long does that go now? What's the threshold before you have to use your current rank? Is it a month?
Well, it's been a few weeks. If you add your placement games.
Some people haven't played their placement games. You know what I mean?
But in my mind, I've always done a month. After the first month, when the new season starts, that's when we use the current ranks.
I don't know. Every week it gets harder to be a Grandmaster.
Yeah, I know, but it just sounds better for the show if we have one Grandmaster level player. So I like to milk it as long as possible.
Do we have a gold level player right now?
No.
Tower Baron.
No.
Right?
No.
Oh,
I
I
don't
need to
know.
change
So
that.
let's.
Show me the gold rank. Last I saw is silver.
I need
Yeah, I
to
did
change
the placements on my main account, and it was the same ranking I had after I finished Silver 5.
All right,
My
let's
other
go ahead.
account's still gold though.
Let's
Or
go ahead
was
and
gold.
introduce our silver type player. That is Tower Baron,
Silver
who's calling in
type.
from San Diego, California.
Hey there, French. It's good to be here in the Nexus for 2018. That's it.
That's it, huh? Okay. All right, let's go ahead and introduce our platinum level player. That's Old Backpack, who's calling in from San Diego as well in Tower Baron's house.
Yeah, I am. The last day in
Yeah.
America. Tomorrow I have 24 hours of travel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but when you get home, your Christmas present will be there.
Yes, it will.
Wait, what does that mean? What does that
in
mean?
the
Nothing.
form of no income tax.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you meant there was like a prostitute in his house or something.
That'd be weird. I come home.
Well, I hope you left food and water. God damn, this would have been in a couple of weeks. Fucking
Been held up in there for a few weeks.
yeah. God damn.
All right, let's go ahead and introduce our Grandmaster level player. That is Bacon, who's calling in from Beaufort, Georgia.
Hey, happy New Year. I've been editing all day and a little under the weather, but hopefully this show goes well, and I'll push through it.
Yeah, for those of you watching, Bacon put in a lot of hours to make this look good. You'll see later, but he put in a lot of hours to make it look good. So we all
You guys
appreciate
haven't
it.
seen it either.
Yeah,
No, we have
haven't.
not.
You want to see it, Bacon? Let us see it.
Okay.
I need to get a half chub going before I show you anything.
You're Canada Lecter. Let me see it, Clarice. Show me.
Okay.
I'm Asian, so you know Zoom is my best friend, right? So Zoom and distorting.
Okay, so let's get the housekeeping out of the way. We usually stream on Wednesdays. I think we're going to be doing that moving forward. But we decided to record today because Old Backpack is leaving the country and he can't record for like the next 3 days. So we decided to do it today. So if you listen to us on iTunes or Stitcher, please rate and review us and or subscribe to the show. If you have any friends who listen to podcasts and like HOTS, please spread the word about the show. If you want to play with us, we have a BNet channel called Win Time. One word, Win Time. Also, we have a Discord channel as well. If you have any questions, please email us at podcast@gankbushsquad.com. We have a Patreon. If you just go to patreon.com/gankbushsquad, you can find us there. We actually got a new supporter that is I call him Scooter Dave, but it's actually his real name, or his real battle tag is Super Davey. But I'm just going to call him Scooter Dave. So Scooter Dave is now a Patreon subscriber, and we all appreciate you, taking the time out to help us out. We all really appreciate it.
Yeah, we should all say thank you. Yeah, say thank you for contributing to us. We do appreciate it.
Thank you for contributing to us. We do appreciate it.
There we go, like that.
There you go. But Scooter Dave, you'll have to send me your address, because I'll send you over some koozies and as well as some stickers. So anyway, we have a YouTube channel. We also have if you want to get the raw audio, go to gankbushsquad.com. Also there you'll find links to all the aforementioned content hubs. And so there we go. So another bit of housekeeping is that if you want to hear my voice, because we had 2 weeks, we took last week off, but if you want to hear my voice, I recorded some brief audio for the latest Geeks of Azeroth podcast. So check that out. Also, if you've been paying attention to the Discord, I will be streaming my placement games January 11th at 5:30 p.m.
And with that, hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
And lastly, again, in about 2 weeks, actually maybe in about 2 weeks or maybe 3 weeks, I'll be doing my placements on Twitch. So just FYI, I think I'll know more by next week or the following week. But when I'll start that, but yeah, yes.
Give me a solid date. That way I can have some things ready.
Okay. I don't know yet. It's I don't know.
That's
I'll know more. I'll know more by next week. How about that?
Okay.
When I found you, I saw raw, untamed,
Mediocrity.
and beyond that, something truly
Average.
I need someone to show me my place in all this.
I think we can all agree
Oh, that is awesome.
All right.
That is good times there, Bacon.
It's awesome. Oh.
That was a good hour and a half.
An hour and a half well spent.
Oh man.
I'll put that up separately on the YouTube channel if you guys want to watch it.
Yes. Yes. You should play every time he starts his stream.
Yeah, exactly.
Intro.
That could be the new intro for the next couple weeks.
It should be.
Yeah, because he's streaming these next 2 weeks. That should be the intro.
We should have highlights during the next show, each stream.
Have highlights. We're also gonna have we'll have commentary running simultaneously with his stream, right? We'll have two streams going, us commentating and also him playing. Right?
It's gonna be good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's going to be January 11th at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Gankbush Twitch account. And so I guess we're going to have a separate Discord, I guess, for everyone to talk if they want. So the idea is to do 5, and then the next following week I'll do the remaining 5. So there you go. So also, I highly encourage you, if you listen to the audio only, go back and watch the video that Bacon just produced. It was it's pretty good, actually.
It's really good.
Yeah.
The little silver helmet they hold. That was fun.
Yeah, I don't think anyone picked up on that initially.
I did not.
Silver.
That was a
Bronze.
bronze
It was
helmet.
bronze. It was
Oh,
bronze.
I'm sorry.
Bronze helmet. And that was Alan DeBeery.
Yeah. The
The-
head game
yeah.
designer, or the head,
Yeah.
whatever. So, but anyway, so there you go. Dates and times have been announced. Also, if you're not on Discord, this was announced like a week ago on Discord. So, okay. So again, Chair League, if you're interested in playing Chair League, please email us at podcast@gankbushsquad.com. We did get one person who said he only wants to play on Tower Baron's team. So
Yeah.
Oh,
so we have
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So
the Tower Barons.
Tower Barons.
yeah. So we have, including me, there's 8 of us. So if we can get to 10 or 11, we can maybe do 2 teams, and then we could actually have a civil war where my team goes against Tower Baron's team.
Oh,
We've talked about this for a long time, actually.
can I join the team then?
You could if you want. You have to be able to commit once, every week to playing.
Probably in like 5 a.m. time for me.
I don't know yet. The times you can pick, we could do it. I don't know yet. We could do one like later at night for all the West Coast people, and one in earlier in the day for the East Coast people. I don't know yet,
Okay.
but
We'll talk after the show.
yeah, sure. So anyway, if you're interested in playing either for my team or the Terra Baron team, let me know. So lastly, that's it. Actually, that's it. So we actually have a really good show for you. We're going to discuss Blaze, who got introduced or announced today. The Malfurion rework. We're going to do a HOTS 2018 update review. And then we're going to do a meta discussion. Specifically, I wanted to talk about auto attack Arthas, and I also wanted to talk about Sylvanas because she's very popular right now, and I wanted to talk about how to build a team around her and how to counter her. And Tower Baron had a question, whatever that is.
It'll be. We kind of talked about it before the show, but
Okay, all right. And Tower Baron has a question, so it has to be really good if Tower Baron has a question.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
And then
very
we're going to
poignant.
do the first annual 2017 Bushies, where we discuss who's the best hero that was released in 2017, the best rework of 2017, the most overrated hero, underrated hero, the best skin released in 2017, as well as the best overall hero in 2017. And then we'll do a team fight spotlight, and then we'll do a draft analysis, and then we'll read a iTunes comment. And then we'll do, for those of you listening at home, we're going to do a Star Wars review. I felt like we should do it on this film because this is a film that we all saw, instead of usually me just, choosing a random indie film that no one will ever see. So we're going to do a Star Wars review for those of you. And then that's it. So if you wanted a 2.5 hour, 3 hour show, this could be it. This could actually happen this week.
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
It's possible. All right, let's do it. So, all right, so Blaze got announced today, and he looks really good. He's like a ranged tank, and he has a lot of. He provides. Well, actually, let's go to Scott. You played him earlier today on the PTR. What do you think about Blaze?
Yeah, he's basically like a bruiser. He's got a decent amount of tankiness. His health, I think, is second to Diablo and Stitches.
Yep.
Oh shit.
His
Is it really?
attack,
It is. Yeah. His level
He's-
one health is 2,800.
yeah, it's really high. So he's got a ton of health. His attack range is 4.5, which is the same as Cassia, I believe.
Yep.
And he's got a charge stun, which takes like a half a second to charge up. So, and it goes forward probably about a regular auto attack distance of like 5.5, somewhere around there. And he's got a oil slick that he slows down. He throws down that slows people, and he's got a flame ability where you could light the oil, and when the oil's lit, it doesn't slow people anymore, but it heals you. So
Yeah,
he's got good sustain. He's got crowd control in the form of a stun and a slow. And the games we played. I don't think anybody on our team played him that well, but from watching some of the people we played against, it seems like his damage can be pretty solid.
But
Do
he
you
doesn't have any
think
weaknesses, it sounds like. Where he doesn't have
He'll
any
do too
weaknesses.
much. He can do too much. It sounds
Yeah,
like.
he can stun, he can sustain, he's got high health, he has
He's
good
got
damage.
dive. He's tame.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
also-
one of his ultimates is a bunker, which you throw down and you hop into immediately.
Yep.
And
There's counterplay around that one, but
yeah, but it can really help save like squishies that are getting focused.
Mhm.
You throw that down and somebody who's getting targeted hops in that, and that's a like a pretty good shield to try and break through. That's probably as strong as the health of it's probably as big as Lucio's amp it up shield or his break it down shield with a sound barrier. There we go.
Mhm.
You know, it takes a decent amount of time to break through that, so
quick
I can
question.
provide some plays. Yeah.
You came out today and I was editing all day, so I couldn't. But can you put down a bunker, come out, and then have another person go in?
Oh, you could have
Or-
multiple people in the bunker.
Yeah, like 4 people.
I mean,
But
I'm
if
not
you
sure how
leave,
many.
does the
I've-
bunker break?
No. If you
Well, if
hop out, it
Blaze
still stays there.
Well, no,
I believe.
Blaze can hop out? I thought Blaze had to be
Yeah,
inside
no,
of it.
Blaze can hop out.
Okay.
You're able to hop out and hop back in.
Well, that's cool.
Really?
Shit.
Okay.
I mean, that's basically that's like the cursed mines. I think. Oh, in the
It's like
mine,
the curse-
out of the mine, in
the
the
haunted
mine,
mines.
out of the
That's
mine.
exactly what it is.
And the cooldown on that's really short too. It's 40 seconds.
Yeah,
So
Shit.
Yeah, that's almost like an ice block for.
it is.
Yeah.
So, did we talk about? Is he a good solo laner? Can he solo lane?
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
it seems like it's going to be his primary role to me from what I saw.
AoE
You know,
sustain.
His auto attack. If anybody's played StarCraft, it should be no surprise that it's like a cone
Mhm.
effect. His auto attacks themselves don't seem to deal too much damage, but you know when you're hitting everything in a wave, you could wave clear pretty good on top of his oil slick and lighting that on fire, and you stand in that and you heal, so you're able to wave clear and have some sustain doing that. His trait does AoE damage around him and gives armor,
Yeah.
and I think it makes him unstoppable as well. For
It doesn't. You
4
have to you trait
seconds.
that. It's like level 1. You get a trait.
Oh,
where
okay,
you
that's
wanna
level
get
1.
stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
Is it?
Schizo saying in chat, Blaze is Chen just better.
He's right.
Yeah, I was about to say he's the same
Yeah.
as Chen.
Jeez, wait, that's Tattle, not Schizo.
Oh, Tattle, sorry.
Yeah.
Is it me or is his stun too? Is AOE stun? Is that too? I don't know. I feel like it's too impactful.
The
It's
duration's too long.
1.25.
Yeah.
It's a pretty strong stun, and it where you charge in, you stun basically everybody around where you hit. You know, if you make contact with somebody, you know, everybody in that radius gets stunned as well. So it can be pretty powerful, but then again, you're basically stunning yourself for half a second to charge that up to get it off.
Mhm.
So, you know, it's going to be hard to hit people with hypermobility unless, you know, they're slowed or stunned already. So
Well, half a second's not that big of a deal, right? Don't you think?
yeah.
Yeah.
But like if you're trying to hit somebody who, like a, you know,
Tracer.
not even a tracer, you hit want to hit a Vala and she's attacking you from her max range and starts backing up. By the time you finish charging that stun, you're not going to reach her. So it's not really that good for, you know, chasing people down, I would say. Unless
But
you're like
it does
close to
seem
melee
like he
range.
has good chase.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, it's
Assuming
Even
you know
Chen's
how to
flying
aim
kick.
skill shots.
yeah, even Chen's flying kick doesn't like you have the talent for it to slow like later on, right?
Yep,
It's
you do.
like, he has all this stuff. Looks like baseline. Like whatever. I don't even know what his talents are, but it's just gonna make him insanely more powerful.
Well,
Holy
so his
crap.
level 1 talent gives him a stim pack, either attack speed plus movement speed, or a big ass shield, or he makes
Yeah,
his
yeah.
he makes his trait, the Power Maniac, go unstoppable. So like he has many very good talents that
Alright, I
make him even
guess
better.
guess we all know our most overrated, or I don't know,
Hey,
overrated hero for 2018.
the year is young, sir.
Jeez. So
It seems like his kit, just his base kit, is so
Yeah.
strong on its own, and then
Yeah.
his talents make him that much more flexible. Like, how can
Yeah.
you release a hero like this? He's too strong.
He seems really good. Also,
Yeah.
he wave clears. Like he can solo, he can main tank. It's like, what is he bad at?
Wait, Scott. You said the people you were playing with, or I don't know who it was, didn't really play him that well. So it is possible to mess him up.
Yeah, I mean, you play him bad. Like when I was playing him, like I was reading the talents. I mean, fuck the talents. I was reading the abilities when I was playing him in the first game because didn't, when we picked him. It's like, okay, we're hopping in the game right now, so I didn't get a chance to look at him. But I mean, some of the people who I assume had more games than us under their belt that we were playing against were like top damage for their team with Blaze. So
Top damage. Damn it. Jeez.
So if you're playing in Hero League next week, are you matching him? Are you pairing him with? Well, first of all, can he solo tank? Yes or no? I think not. But what do you guys think?
I think so.
he's got a ranged attack. You don't usually want ranged attackers as a solo tank. I mean, not to say that's the definition of a tank, but he provides a lot of crowd control. But if he has people to set it up for him to lay down that crowd control, it just makes him that much better. Like trying to hit stuns on any sort of hypermobility target, he's not going to be able to do consistently. Which, if you
Well, that's also the case for many other tanks, though. ETC can miss slides on attentive tracers. Muradin has a hard time hitting storm bolts on. some
those
targets,
you can miss those skill shots as well. But when you have a half-second charge up time before your ability even goes off, you're gonna miss, hitting those targets way more often than, storm bolt or a power slide.
I think with the meta where it is right now, he has so much wave clear, he can't do enough CC where it does matter. Like, I think solo tanking in specific comps are viable. I think
but
Divey.
he's gonna be a very
Divey
good
comps-
second tank / bruiser.
Yeah.
So are you? If you're playing Team League next week, are you pairing him with like a Sonya, like more of a bruiser type, or are you pairing him with like ETC or Muradin?
I want him with a actual tank. If you put him with like an ETC or Murden and they get their stun off, and you follow up with your stun,
Yeah, holy shit.
that's a lot of
Yeah.
lockdown. And you throw down your slow, so if they don't have like a
Oh
Cleanse.
my
a
God.
movement ability to get them out of it, like they're gonna be slowed for a while. On top of that, like
It's a 40%
He just
slow
adds
for
to
like 2
lockdown.
seconds.
Yes, but be aware, it's sometimes best not to light it on fire. Sometimes you want the oil to remain oily, not on fire, because you want them to be slow, not damaged.
Well, that's actually the cool part about his kit is because you actually have to decide: do you want to light it on fire or do you want to slow?
Yeah,
know?
exactly. It's a choice.
Mhm.
Though there's a top level 7 where it does both. It says when on fire, it now slows for 30%. So you get the slow and the fire simultaneously.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I don't understand about him is that why give him such a high health pool? If he's a ranged tank, why should he have a high health pool? I feel
think
like
that's
that
the
should get
first
nerfed.
thing. I think that's the first thing that's gonna get nerfed in a week
Yep.
after you release
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of surprised me when I was playing him, because I'd have to double check, but I think he's behind Diablo when Diablo gets a certain amount of souls. I think he's got more health than Diablo's baseline, and I think
Holy
Stitches has like
shit.
3,000 health.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I think
exactly.
he's, baseline the second highest health pool tank, and actually Muradin might be up there too. Muradin's got a lot of health.
So what about if you had Blaze and Thrall as a comp on the same? Would that work?
I think so.
Yeah. There's a root and then there's a slow.
That's what Ganjun just said
Yeah.
in chat.
It seems like he fits almost anything in comp, I think.
Well, Talspike says Blaze and Diva. about-
Diva is kind of. Meh.
Or
Yeah, that's a
you
little
go
iffy.
Blaze's exploding ultimate, and then combine that with Earthquake from Thrall or something.
Yeah, they're just slow
Yeah.
forever.
I mean, he could be viable as a solo tank, but if the enemy team goes to dive, I don't think he has the peel. Like he's
It-
much better at using his crowd control offensively, I
But
think.
isn't Bunker the peel?
Well, that's just kind of like granting a shield to prevent somebody from getting blown up. But if you're not putting out a bunch of damage to back him off of that bunker, eventually the bunker gets destroyed.
And you're all grouped up, right?
Yeah, you got a bunch of people low health, ripe for a mosh pit or any kind
Remember
of
though-
AoE.
But you can exit the bunker any direction you want.
Well, we're talking about the bunker getting destroyed, I think.
Well, even so, even like the show when the bunker destroys with these Zagara Maw, every hero goes a different direction. The Maw misses.
Oh shit, maybe that's.
It's in the spotlight.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Yeah, but my point is it's not a peel, it's a delay tactic.
Yeah, it's an Aegis essentially.
Yeah, it's Aegis, but you can attack from it.
But also remember, you can always go in the bunker, exit, take the armor, go back into the bunker, wait for cooldowns, exit, take the armor, cast the cooldowns, go back in the bunker. Like you get all this shit ton of armor.
So
how's this Pyromania cooldown feel with his Q? Because
90
it's
seconds.
a 90-second cooldown, and then his Q, which is a 4-second. Each hero that the Q hits, it reduces cooldown by 5 seconds. So how does it feel? Does it feel too long, or?
Remember though,
I mean,
no, each Q has 2 jets. And so one Q and one hero will give you 10 seconds reduction.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, to be honest, he felt so tanky that the games I was playing him, we were kind of rolling them. I never really even used the trait.
And the trait gives 25 armor.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a ton of health, and the team we were playing were rolling him.
So Ganjgun says that Alex Straza and Blaze is a really good combo.
Why?
He didn't say why. He just said that
Oh.
that combo is insane. Is what he said.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not really seeing the connection right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we should tell him that Brightwing and Butcher, when paired properly, is a great combo.
That is true.
Ganjun says percentile AoE healing with their dragon as well.
I would, I guess.
Yeah,
Alright,
I mean, he
well,
can be
let's
pretty
go-
tanky. It's like getting like a 20 or 30% heal from Alex Straza, but there's other tanks who do that as well. And I mean, I don't know. Alex Straza, the way she uses her heal, her circle on the ground is kind of iffy to me. Sometimes you're able to use it offensively and just stand there and tank, and other times you're getting pushed out and you gotta like retreat from the entire fight to get that on the ground and be able to stand on it.
Okay. Well, I think can we all? It sounds as though that he will get the Garrosh treatment where he's just automatically banned.
Probably.
I'm still gonna buy him though. Still gonna buy him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait because I don't think he's going to. I don't think you're ever going to be able to play him. At least in like ranked play. Okay. Wait. Schizophrenic says if when Blaze comes out, just pick Probius.
Probius.
Why?
Probius zone's better than him.
Oh, all right.
Probius sucks.
The Probius, problem is that Probius sucks. Probius does one thing, and he clears minions effectively.
No.
Probius is-
Actually, I was playing with Hero Physio last week, and his Probius is really good.
Yeah, he really likes Probius.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's a troll, so he would like troll characters. But anyway, his Probius is really good.
That's why we
Okay.
always call him Pubius. He's not bad.
Yeah.
He's just an asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So also a quick mention, all the new skins coming out next week for like Tyrael, Rhaegar, and so forth. They all look really cool. They're all like like the Gundam style. So I think I'm gonna be buying all of them because like they all affect the heroes that I play a lot. So
The
they look
Gazlo
really cool.
Tyrael patch. Your two main heroes. Oh wait,
No, there's Rhaegar. No, there's Rhaegar, Tyrael, and like Abathur.
Okay, yeah.
And then also they had a Dahaka one that looked really cool too. Like I wasn't, to be honest, I wasn't really a big fan of the Blaze skins very much, but all the other ones look really cool.
The Tyrael one's the best.
No, the
No,
Rhaegar
the
one by
Abathur one,
far.
dude.
Oh, Abathur
Oh.
too. Damn, I might have
He
to
has the
start playing
pistons,
Abathur.
those little piston things going.
Yeah,
That's cool.
like we're looking at it right now. Like, look, you'll see.
The Hearth
at that.
animation for those skins. God damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, here's I think
Yeah,
Tyrell's
the
last.
detail.
Yeah, Tyrell's last.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
that's like Gundam, man.
It is.
I know. So anyway,
Fringe never
all right.
watched Gundam though. It was only me and.
Look at that. Look at that Dahaka. And look at that
Yeah.
Probius. Probius looks good too. Ooh, look at that. Anyway, all right.
Shit.
So also what came out in the PTR is Malfurion got reworked again. And so actually, Scott, you tried out Malfurion too. And what do you think about the
I
new?
didn't get to play him.
Oh,
You guys were hogging him.
what? You played him one game, didn't you?
I played him 0 games.
Well, you got 2 games with Blaze though, didn't you?
Yeah.
So from like we were playing with some wind timers, Sky and I, earlier this afternoon, and they all seemed to really like Malfurion. I don't know, I wasn't as big of a fan as everyone else, but Ganjagoon said that he's really fun, and he's a master level support main. So there you go with that. I think Schizo said that he's really fun too. But they changed it up, so now like the one thing I noticed a lot was the at level 4 or 7, you can actually have the ability to have increased range. They removed that, so now he's more of like a somewhat melee style support now.
Not melee. He still has a ranged auto attack, and his Moonfire is decently ranged.
He's kind of like, okay, so he's melee in the fact that like in the same respect as if Lily is now melee.
Similar to yes, you always
I
want to be
guess.
poking them with your W for damage. Yeah. I
Yeah,
get
his
that.
W is not
Wow.
long range, so
All right, so what do you think about Malfurion, Bacon? Have you looked at him yet, or?
these are my very rough like feelings, like gut impression, first impression. He looks great. Obviously, they're going for more of a juggling playstyle of put huts on as many as people possible, and then use your Ws. And I don't know. It sounds pretty mana intensive. First off, it sounds great when it's working, but it seems like if you're playing Malfurion for like, and it's a 25-second fight, then he's just gonna be especially if you're using roots at the same time, because roots are about. It's 75 mana. Holy shit, that's a lot of mana.
Well, there is a talent. If you go the trait build at 13, that when every time you use, you give someone the D, then you get 50 mana back.
But that is also competing with Ice Block, and I think if you're gonna play this kind of pokey, get in everyone's face with W playstyle, you also might want Ice Block.
Yep.
But also, I like how they gave him cleanse. It's a cleanse where you can only cleanse someone, including yourself, who has been, who you gave a heal to. And the heal lasts up to 20 seconds now. So as long as you heal someone, you can cleanse them, which is kind of cool.
But remember though, if the initial healing on the Q is removed, it's only a hot. There's absolutely no like burst healing at all.
Yeah.
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 His
I mean, you get
healing's
the-
pretty weak, unless you're using your Moonfire on heroes.
You get that
I feel
level
like he's
20
a-
talent that gives you 10% of the target's health right away.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, that's of the health they're missing, I believe, is what it says.
Yep.
Yeah, missing
Yeah.
health. Okay.
So it's not nearly
Does
as
more when they're
strong.
lower.
But if
Yeah.
you're fast enough and you can QW, I mean that's kind of burst healing.
Yeah, that's what
That's
Ganji
about-
just said. So, but is he? I feel like he's not a solo support though.
I think he is.
Oh,
Give it a
Yeah.
shot. Like supports are weaker now. They don't heal as much.
As long as you're queuing everybody, you can roll 4 heals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not everyone's gonna be needing as much healing as another target. So as long as you're Wing, queuing, and keeping that juggling act alive, I think that's plenty of healing. That's what.
Okay.
Let's see the abilities. It's a 3-second cooldown, so you get to heal 140 health each at level 1 per every 3 seconds on top of the hot. That adds up
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, but that's 140 health for each hero hit. So if you hit 2 of them with 1 Moonfire, that's double the burst healing.
Oh.
So for people that are clumped up, if you got people right next to each other, sometimes you'll be hitting 2 or 3 people with 1 Moonfire.
Huh.
If you're
so
positioned carefully.
yeah, Schizo said in chat, that missing initial heal from the Q that was taken out, that's basically on the W, and that you can use that on demand.
So, question: does that make him more like Anna, where he's a skill shot based on a healer now?
Anna's skill shots are way harder to hit.
Yeah.
Well, but it's the same idea, right?
It's
Like
the
you
same
only
idea.
heal on skill shots, so it's more skill intensive. It's not just simple. I cast Q and walk away. You have to be
Yeah.
active now.
Yeah, before he was really simple to play. Like all you really had to look for was when to cast your roots, and that's what I kind of never really liked playing Malfurion. Even though when he was OP like a year ago or so, and it's just really simple to play. It's not really interesting. You can win, but it just wasn't fun. But this sounds a lot more fun though, because you're actually trying to try to get multiple people with your Moonfire, trying to get all the heals out and everything. It's pretty cool.
He's a combat healer now.
Yeah.
If you're
And-
you're trying to PvE and clear clear waves, and you're healing people and you're creeping the camps, his healing's pretty shitty. You need to be moonfiring the enemy team for his healing to feel impactful.
Yeah.
So based on, I think that for bronze and silver players, he's not that good. I think you're still gonna have to rely on Lucio or Morales instead, rather than
Rhaegar.
him. Yeah, Rhaegar.
I
Well, Rhaegar
think-
not so much.
No, he's all
I
right.
think he stays the same, don't you think?
Yeah, he's. Yeah,
I don't
He's
think
hard-
so.
He's harder to play though. Like he's easy to be played worse.
No,
now.
I think baseline stays the same. I think he's harder to maximize, to realize the full potential of.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
agree with that.
Even before this change to Malfurion, I would still not like Malfurion because you need, when you're playing at silver and bronze, it's a shit show. So basically, all the damage is unfocused, and you just need to heal everyone at the same time. And Lucio can do that. So can Stukov actually can do that too.
Yeah.
But Malfurion can't do that. So that's why.
Well, I don't think it's nothing with his abilities. It's more of I think he's gonna run out of mana at the wrong time, and then
Exactly.
his team's gonna be boned
Exactly.
more than anything.
Because team fights last longer, or skirmishes. There's not even fights. That skirmishes last longer, and
the Moonfire is really easy to hit. It's like an instant cast. It's not as hard as you think it is with Anna, where you have to kind of position yourself in the right direction and everything like that. It's a lot easier to hit. I think the biggest thing is going to be the mana utilization and not going out of mana and going back at the right time and not being at the wrong time. I think that's what's going to screw people up. But I think the change is good though.
Yeah,
Let's talk
again-
about Tranquility for a second.
Yep.
Twilight Dream stayed the same, but Tranquility is still the AoE for 8 seconds, 80 health per second for each allied hero. If your ally is affected with regrowth while in Tranquility, they gain 10 armor. That's still kind of
nice.
Yeah,
That's nice, right?
and they
Oh.
nerfed the duration of
No.
tranquility. It used to last 10 seconds, now it lasts 8, but it gives armor.
But isn't that
It's-
more healing per unit time then? So now it's the same volume of healing, but in a shorter amount of time.
I don't think the quantity stayed the same.
Oh,
I
it
don't think
dropped?
I don't think they upped the amount of healing he's pumping out because they shortened the duration. I think they just shortened the duration and gave armor to regrowth targets.
Okay, I thought.
So the healing per second, I believe, is the same.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I thought it was the same. I say it heals 500 still, but now it's in a shorter time, so it's actually more per second. But if it's just the same, that's kind of meh. It's kind of shitty.
Yeah, 10 armor is nothing. The healing is basically one extra Q. It's not gonna make or break a team fight like that, unless you're really strapped for healing. But then again, Twilight Dream's so much better. Like, why fight longer when you can kill him with Twilight Dream?
Yeah.
Well, some noobs like to just walk to the enemy team and go whoop. They just they do it all wrong. they face check it.
That's their fault.
Okay.
They should go
You
Tranquility
can
then.
pick Tranquility every once in a while. If you pick Malf early and you find out the enemy team has like 0 dive, they have like a Johanna who's zoning for like a squishy backline. You're probably not going to be Twilight Dreaming too much, but
True.
other than like those specific circumstances, I'd say Twilight Dream is probably better.
So is Malfurion now S tier for Diamond, Master, and Grandmaster?
I think so.
I don't know. I didn't play him to see how his numbers felt. His playstyle, I think, feels fine. It's mainly a numbers game with how well tuned he feels.
So is it possible that when this patch comes out that both Blaze and Malfurion are the top 2 bans?
What a weird world, right?
No, I think Valir is
Nah.
still cancerous.
Yeah, you can counter Malfurion if you go burst.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a ton of burst
Yeah.
dealing.
Okay. All right. So anything else on Malfurion at all?
Well done, Blizzard. Like it's a fun rework.
Yeah,
Where's
he was one of
the-
the most boring characters to play. So-
What are the other reworks though for the heroes? Like, this is his like second or third rework. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And other
Yeah.
heroes haven't even
Where's
gotten
the
one.
Rainer?
Didn't it
This is a
reworked
big rework.
in 2017.
Yeah.
did. Recently.
It's like why was that rework that bad that they had
It was-
to rework it again in such a short
was
time?
like
There's still some
6
heroes that haven't gotten a rework.
They're like, no, it's not working. We got switched all up.
It's been 6 months. Like Zul'jin got a rework too, and it was this year.
Do them again. Come on, Blizzard.
Good old fucking Rainer is just sitting there. Oh, hey
And
guys,
Shen.
I'm Stutter
God.
Step the hero. I'm also outranged, by Hanzo, but my basic trait is to have long range.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on. So we wanted to talk about the HOTS 2018 update review. And we wanted to discuss, did the changes to the game, did they have their intended effects? So, for example, ammunition got removed from the towers. So they said that these changes should give players a bit more incentive to attack with their minion waves in order to deal more meaningful damage to the opposing towers. I say no, but
I say yes. 'Cause
All
now,
right.
no, just because now, like being a tank player, I occasionally just walk into the towers, take a few shots, and walk out because you can do that and like say heal up. But that been removed, so you really, if you want to hit towers, you have to actually approach the gate and hit it. So I think yes, that is an accomplished goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I think since they buffed minions to compensate for this change, and minions are so strong right now, you definitely want to be pushing with a minion wave, because I was like playing an early game, right? I paid attention to this, like, and a full minion wave was cleared, so by an enemy hero, so the enemy minion wave walked up uncontested, all 7 minions to the towers. And one wave was able to get that single tower down to 10% HP by the time I was able to go and clear it. Like, what? One fucking, like 7 minions. They did all that. It was like level 3 or 4. It's
Jeez.
goddamn stupid how much they're able to push. So I think this was too much.
maybe. I mean, like, I don't know. I think if they probably won't change that, at least for a few months, if at all.
It made wave clear through this all just that much more important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the removal of wave clear for healers, it makes the heroes that can't wave clear stronger.
Okay, so also another thing that was changed was the standalone towers were removed. They said that they found that the standalone towers near forts and keeps aren't coming into play as often as we hoped. Once they do, it's usually too late. Standalone towers can also block defenders during critical moments, making it easier for enemies to predict their movements and pick them off. I haven't noticed any changes.
I haven't noticed anything either. I wasn't. To
So,
me, it's just
It's
doesn't,
way. It feels
do
way
anything.
easier to dive forts to me.
Yeah.
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 Usually,
Like-
before this change, there would be like two enemy heroes pushing with a wave, and you're like, okay, I got this. I can handle myself. But now I'm just standing behind the fort. Should I run away or? Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
front two towers are stronger than the fort right now because like in the past, if the enemy team's pushing with those minions, the melee ones are gone. That standalone tower isn't attacking anything. So if the enemy dives you, you can just hug that tower, and that tower will attack whoever is trying to dive you and kill you and do damage to you. Where now, without that, you're standing near your fort and your fort's just auto attacking those ranged minions, and you're getting dove and you have like no help.
Mhm.
So it's way riskier to defend forts now than it was
And-
previously.
I feel like all these changes, most of them have been contributing to more snowbally games. Do you guys agree with that?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like early game, level 8 to 10 advantages happen a lot.
Well,
And
we'll
then
see in
you-
the team fight spotlight. That's not
Okay.
always true.
Well,
Well, the
if you,
advantage happens.
if you throw,
You can
you
lose your
throw.
advantage.
But
Well, snowball, huh?
Snowballs melt, son.
Snowballs.
Yeah,
smell.
some people don't know how to snowball. When you live in San Diego and there's no snow around, that concept's foreign to you.
Or Abu Dhabi.
Or Abu Dhabi, yes.
All right. So
I
another
mean,
thing is that
yeah.
yes, go for it, Bacon.
go for it.
Okay. So True Sight on forts and keeps, they said that they wanted to. This is what they said. Despite the removal of standalone towers, players should feel a little safer while trying to hold off attacks.
True.
Yeah, that's
Well
fine.
done. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I did not like this change because I'm a Zeratul player, and I would usually
Ugh.
get a few picks behind the walls early game because of that.
But it's
No
a pretty
longer.
specific change for like certain heroes like Abathur, right? And Murky Eggs.
I remember like 6 months ago, Scott was watching you play Zeratul, and he said that you weren't landing any of your combos.
Well, I just played with Old Backpack this weekend, and he knows for sure I was landing those combos.
Is that
His
true?
combos. He did land his combos.
That's right.
How often though? Every single time, or like once every 10?
No, it was about 80%.
There you go, damn it.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
yeah.
damn.
Wait,
Well,
what do you
sorry.
think about that, Scott?
So I mean, no, he misses the W about half the time, but when he hits the W, the follow-up combo is usually there.
And yeah, so you have to have a quick cast on for the W, by the way.
The
Yes.
W's the whole
It's the setup. I know.
it's the whole combo. The other one's just an AoE around you. That one's not hard to hit.
Well, no, you
A
have
lot
to-
of the times you just see Towerbrand throw out a W miss and just turn the other way and walk
Exactly.
back. Like,
yes. I missed. I'm out.
all
and
right.
then it's easy
Peace.
for them to see you. It's not as easy to get off anymore. They can see you coming. It's not just a shimmer like it used to
Yeah.
be. It's like it's a lot harder to actually like, kind
Why you
of
gotta
go in a
go
bush or
purple?
stand still for 3 seconds.
Welcome
and
to
pull it off.
intended gameplay.
What I'm trying to say, like it scales. Like getting the first W off is harder to get.
Yeah.
So
You blink in.
you don't blink. And you use that
Nowadays,
to
people
save.
have been going wormhole.
That's what. Yeah, that's why
Yes.
you go wormhole. You blink in and do some damage and blink out.
I was thinking about that, but then usually I only pick Zeratul when there's a single target. Like I know that's going to be weak, or multiple single targets that are weak.
Yeah,
Like,
so you
won't
blink
go
to them.
blink?
So you
But you
blink to them,
can't do
kill
as
them, and then
much.
blink out.
Yeah, you
What's your
have
burst
Orbital
damage with-
Blade baseline to help you be a little bit more sticky.
I don't know about that. I think his
And then you
burst is
go
much
the globe
stronger.
quest for your blink talent. That way you get more blinks.
And your
Like
blink
one-
only
This
costs
is-
5 mana.
This is the master level build that I've been seeing, although I don't play.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I've been working
Zeratul.
on it. It's pretty hard to play.
All right, so I wanted to talk about regen globes. So they said this will give players more opportunities to think critically about how to win their lanes, and skilled players will be able to grab up to twice as many globes as before. So the question we have is, how often are we critically thinking about double globes versus picking up extra globes incidentally?
I'm thinking about it all the time.
Yeah, so the thing is that what I've been doing now, if I'm in a soul lane and like I'm going up, if I'm Thrall versus Sonya, I'm gonna lose. Then I just wait for the minion wave to get close to my tower so I can actually get my globe.
Oh shit! Is my boy Matt manipulating waves now? You stepped up your
Oh.
game. Oh damn, son!
Growing up.
Manipulating waves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's
at the walls.
yeah. So if I'm losing the top, if I'm losing the soul lane, then I'm just letting the minion wave get to the towers because I need that globe. I can't give it to my opponents. I'm just waiting for the globe to spawn in front of the towers. So
Yes, what you're doing is called freezing the lanes. When you actually stand outside of your towers, so the minions hit you outside the wall, and then the towers fire off onto the minions. And you don't push your wave out beyond that point, so you always fight underneath your towers. It's called freezing
Yeah.
the lane.
there you go.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Freeze
It's
that
much
lane.
better now that your towers don't run out of ammo.
Yep.
Yep.
So you should be doing that whenever you're losing your lane. So if you're like Rag versus Sonya, you freeze the lane at your wall, and you trade the lane evenly.
I don't know. Also, sometimes I just feel like randomly I just find like 2 globes in their purple state. I'd be like, oh, globes, and just walk over and grab him, and I didn't do
Yeah.
anything to
Yeah.
actually earn those globes.
But that's fun. Like after you push down a fort and you walk back to hey, still middle, grab some globes, and it's kind of just
Yeah.
nice to have it there. Yeah.
Why
yeah.
why can't Blizzard increase prog rock now? Like
I mean beyond
I
20.
think I think a lot of these globe talents that have been buffed because it's so much easier to get globes. I think they're gonna take a look at them. I think
They should.
Yeah.
there are a lot
Well,
of
like,
little
in the next
unintended
next month or two.
changes. Yeah.
like Tyrael, like he requires 30 for his globe quest, right? So why? I mean, obviously his is a little bit better because it makes it more tankier. But why can't prog rock be 25 globes? I guess I don't know, but
Those
But
globe
so-
quests are easy to finish now.
I know.
Yep.
I'm
so-
thinking they should be 40 globes or something like that. 35.
Yeah. So is this the change to regen globes? Does it make the game or the lanes too snowbally?
That's the intent. They want you to lane more.
Yeah, they want faster games and then more aggressive play. So
Terry, no, here's what I realized recently. Zarya with maximum charge is really freaking good right now. Because you get all the globes, you always have full energy, and you keep pushing as you're intended to. It's ridiculous how much damage you do. It's really fun.
I mean, you gotta think 2 globes is 24% of your health and 16% mana.
Yep. And with
And then
Zarya, you
you-
have 40 energy. It's just more damage.
And like, if you think about it, a fountain is 40% of your health and 30% mana. So 2 globes is almost, if you pick up 3 globes, that's basically a fountain ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's real, but there are many unexpected consequences that you can really, take advantage of if you're thinking about it.
Yeah. And then but if you're defending, all those fort and tower changes, they make them weaker. And then you see them pick up 3 more globes and like, oh shit, they're going to keep pushing now forever.
Yeah.
Yep.
As Zarya. Keep saying that over and over again.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, I'm going to skip ahead to Merc camps. So they changed how Merc camps work. So they ensure, this is what they said at the time, ensure they're offering diverse strategic options having noticeable impact when they are utilized to their full potential. So basically what they said is that they push harder now, right?
Mhm.
So I think one strat that everyone should be doing now is that if you get that camp with like the wizard, whatever, right?
Mhm.
Just push with it. And like, if you're the healer, just keep healing the wizard. Like, just try your best to do that. And like in the past, maybe you would just get that camp and just run off to do another camp, but now you should be pushing with it at all times.
Yep.
Yep.
And
Okay.
if you're
The
clearing
big-
it, you clear the wizard first. As well.
If you can do it. Sometimes
That's
you
so
can't.
hard though. Sometimes.
Yeah, I
So far
know.
back.
And nowadays,
Yeah.
and now since the minions are so much stronger, and they're pushing with mercs, it's just.
Yeah. This
I
is where
remember.
I actually advocate
clear.
getting Chromie. Yeah.
So
clear.
the Wind Timers and I played a game the other day, a couple days ago. It was Haunted Mines. The enemy's top lane was fully gone, no forts or keeps, right? And then we were trying to do some kind of push, and 4 of the 5 members died on our side, and I was the only one alive. So I was like, I can't really do anything. There's a level 100 golem pushing to our keep right now. So before it spun, I was just like, fuck it, I'll just do a merc camp on my side. And that one ended up pushing the top lane.
This is a hard game. It's so
Yeah.
sad. Go ahead.
So we're just fighting the team with the level 100 golems walks past, and we force the team fight 5v5 or 4v5 when we all spawn. And guess what? The fucking two mercs ended
Giants.
up killing the core, the 2 giants.
Yeah, we lost the game so hard, but these 2 giants walked into the base, start stoning the walls, and we're like,
Yeah.
oh, we won the game on accident. Okay.
That's how they're so strong.
Yeah, minions are
Yeah.
really, really effective.
Okay.
Anyway,
Lastly.
do you think?
Yeah.
But the whole point of the discussion is, do you think they hit their intended goals with this, or is this
Probably.
too strong or abusive?
I think it's all right. I think you just have to get better map awareness. I mean, in that case, we accidentally won. The other team should have saw that, went back and cleared it.
Wait, so Tower Baron wants more map awareness? Oh,
I think
it.
I think enhancing it, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's good. Shorter games.
That game was long as hell, though.
It was. What's on your minds? What do you want?
It was long as fuck. It went to like 4 golems or something.
Yeah. Yeah, we ignored the first
Need
2.
stronger mercs.
Yeah, the first one was like level 13, and then we went like 4
Yeah.
golems.
I think that's just you got to have a stronger objective or something. I don't know. But
Well, on that map, the merc camps are stronger than golems. That's why you don't do the golems.
that's pretty much what you guys are saying. Is that 4 golems in, you didn't win, but then one
One
merc
merc
camp.
camp.
win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So lastly, the objective timers have simplified. So now there's a universal time for objectives, pretty much. And now they tell you like 30 seconds in advance where that's going to spawn. So it allows you to plan ahead. So what do you guys think about this change?
It's good. Wait,
Yep.
well done.
Who's typing? I hear typing.
That was me. My bad.
Ugh.
I like the Cursed Hollow change because the Cursed Hollow, I think before was about 15 seconds, maybe 20 of between when you were told the objective was going to spawn and where it was at to respawn. So you have a lot more time now. But all the other ones, I don't really care too much about.
So, I mean, overall, I think we all agree that the games now are more snowbally, right? Is that good or bad? I think it's bad, but because there have been games where I've played with win timers, like we win everything, and then we just lose like one team fight at the end of the game and it's over.
That's not a snowball.
Yeah.
That's a throw.
That's a throw. That's
What?
a throw ball.
No. It's just,
was that your like counter to why or snowballs were bad? Was you like pointing out that you could stop a snowball?
Yeah, you're saying
How does that
snowballing-
support your point that snowballs it's too snowballing?
Yeah, that's the opposite of your point.
Yeah.
no, it's
Like,
snowballing. No, it's not.
No, that's a throw ball.
Snowball
Yeah.
is when you win the game like 16-12 and you just crushing the enemy team the entire time, not you throw the game and they come back.
Well, that's happened too. Both happen.
So that's ordinary hops. That's how nothing's changed.
Yeah, that's just what the fuck.
Which one's your point?
It's the counter snowball.
Yeah.
It's the
How come my
counter.
soup's so hot? Ah. I don't understand. I eat soup all the
Okay.
time. Sometimes it's cold.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right. So is
no,
everyone happy with
I
these
think
changes?
definitely more snowbally than before. I like little mistakes are really punishing now in the game, and then more so in the draft. If you mess up your draft, God help you. Yeah, like you better play like you've never done before as a coordinated team. Otherwise, you're gonna lose that game so hard.
Yep. Yeah.
So it sounds like
Basically,
if you're playing in the lower levels, just draft a wave clear hero, no matter what. Just do it.
Yeah, a wave cleary, more independent kind of hero
Yeah.
that can
Okay.
make plays like Sonya, Greymane.
we're basically back
Bjork.
to where we were like pre-scaling changes, where there was a big focus on the early game, and you could just snowball stuff out of control.
I don't. What do you mean?
The scaling changes that they made in around BlizzCon of 2016, where now the health, your health increases, your health and damage increases per level by about 4%.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Like-
yeah.
Before, like now you start the game at like Stitches at like 3,000 health, and you go like 4% per level. Like before the scaling changes, you'd start out at like maybe like 1,400 health and gain like 300 health a level. But during that time, it was much more important to do well in the early game. And after they made those changes to scale, like even scaling throughout, they came out with the comeback mechanic of if you kill the enemy players when you're down levels, you gain way more experience. So they kind of evened out like health pools, and kind of made a comeback mechanic where you could go back to you could have a swing in the game if you were down. To like now it feels like even though that the comeback mechanic of the getting a bunch of experience off of people that are higher level than you exists, the snowball factor seems very reminiscent of 2 years ago.
Well, yeah, the comeback mechanic experience wise gets you to the same level, but you still need to kill the structures, your down structures to begin
Yeah.
with. Yeah, so that's the
Okay.
biggest issue. I mean, you can kill them, and then get back to level 13 versus 13. But if you already have 2 keeps down, then you're going to still 2 keeps down. The snowball is still in effect. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So I want to talk briefly about some stuff about the meta. So we were playing the other day with all backpack and some wind timers, and when someone brought up the auto attack Arthas build, and to be honest, I never heard of that build before. So what is that build, and
That's
when
my
should
build.
you use that build, and how viable is it in the
Rune
right
tap.
circumstance?
So I call that the Tower Baron build. And when I play in Tower Baron games, I want to be able to live forever. I want to attack Arthas.
Yeah, same here.
Sorry,
He told me about that way back when they reworked him about that build. That was his top build.
So what's the build?
So the build level 1 it can be anything. It can either be the D mana recover, it can be the block, or it can be the root. That one is based on what you're going up against. But level 4, you want to go the Icy Talons. So your E gives you an attack speed bonus. At level 7, you want to have Rune Tap. And that's essentially the auto attack build. Like those 2 talents at 4 and 7.
So everything else after that is
They're open to interpretation and for the situation.
Yeah.
so okay. So when should you go this build?
You know this build when you're against tanks with no mobility. So I'd say versus a
Stitches.
Artanis, versus a Stitches,
Stitches.
versus a Twin Blades variant, or even a Taunt variant if you want.
A Garrosh?
Garrosh tosses you into the enemy back line, so it's hard. But
Yeah.
if you have a good ultimate, like a Ancestral behind you, you can do it. But normally you want to have a burst defense with like the Icebound Fortitude at 7, if you have against a Garrosh or something like that. But I say against tanks with low mobility, the auto attack build works great. Or even versus like Thralls, versus Ragnaroses, versus even Cassia. She has to enter the Arthas range to do damage.
So can
And-
this build work at diamond level?
Provided the enemy team's draft is terrible.
No, I think it can work.
Often or drafts.
Yeah, I mean, what the build does is makes your damage higher. Basically, you're more of a bruiser, so
Yeah.
you don't want to be the solo tank if you're going this build.
Oh yeah.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
terrible in that most teams don't go, Varian or Tannis for their two tanks. Like, something's gone wrong there, right? You usually want a better main tank.
No, that happens all the time in my games. Like no one wants to go full tank. They want to go with someone who can do damage.
That's
No one's
Arthas.
going full tank. Everyone's doing something with a damage slant to it.
Well, basically what
That's this build right here.
Yeah.
This is damage slant.
Yeah, you don't want a full tank because then you can't do damage. You can't impact the game.
it's like
I mean-
it's like Sonya with a slow. He's just standing there, and you're like, why the fuck isn't he dying? But just keep
Yeah.
in mind, you basically want to start a 5v5 team fight every time with full mana because you're gonna be out of mana in like instantly when you're
Yeah.
using this build.
Yeah.
And you got a stutter step too to make sure they don't get away too.
You always
Yeah, and
stutter step.
body block. Yeah.
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 Yep.
But it's really good against his, just said, versus low mobility tanks. Also, I've been playing it a lot in our games just because we have really bad execution. But if a hero is trapped in Arthas' aura, he's stuck in the aura. He's not going anywhere. Like, execution, you have infinite time to do it because they're always stuck, and so they'll die eventually. I say it gives permanence to the battle. Like, this battle won't end until I die. But your Arthas with rune tap, so you don't die, and it helps. It helps make up for bad execution on these very, very uncoordinated games.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So also I wanted to talk about Sylvanas because she's become very popular at all levels. It seems like from watching streams in Europe from pro players like Bad Benny, as low as as like Liquid or Bags from the Troll and HEC podcast. So Sylvanas is very popular. And I kind of understand why, but what I don't understand is why she picked at the low levels because her health is so low that any type of damage she dies. But anyway, so I want to talk about if you're in Hero League and someone first picks Sylvanas, what type of team comp should you build around her, and vice versa? How do you counter her? So let's talk about the first player goes Sylvanas on your team, and you're on, I don't know, we'll just say Curse Hollow. What are you doing? Oh, how are you going to complement her now?
Double front line, maybe a closer DPS like a gray main, along with a healer or something.
So
Maybe
are
a
you just trying
bruiser solo laner?
So are you pushing with Sylvanas, or are you just trying to have two solo laners and a 3-man just pushing with Sylvanas? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, probably put her in a 3-man, and then have one of your tanks go to the other solo lane while your solo laner's in the solo lane, and just try to get forts towers down early. And then if you get the towers down, switch lanes and get another set of towers down. The thing is she's not that bad that she can team fight well enough, and if she wins the objective, she's a win more hero. That's probably why pushing is so powerful right now. And if you win more. And her trait is basically the entire reason why.
Yeah, we're in the snowball meta right now. If you're able to get a couple towers down, get that early 10 where you have a full level lead, and get an objective, that could spell pretty close to the end of the game for the other team losing and you winning. If you, as long as you don't throw later on.
Yeah. Theoretically, let's say it's Battlefield of Eternity or Infernal Shrines. Let's say it's Infernal Shrines. You get the bottom towers, you switch lanes, and then you get the middle lane towers, right? And then you get your first objective. You're probably up a level and a half, almost 2 levels-ish by then if no one on either team is dead, just based on those tower experiences alone. And then by the time the objective spawns, you could probably get a Merc camp pretty easily because you're Sylvanas. And let's say you win that objective, that's definitely a fort at least, and maybe even keep wall. And there, you're 10. The enemy's 7. Congratulations, you've won the game.
So how do you counter Sylvanas now? If you're on the opposing team and they first pick Sylvanas, what are you drafting to stop this?
dive gank heroes. Killer.
Yeah, I think last night's game with Scott just went Zeratul and we ganked to watch these Gen camps.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
Ganja says in chat, rag, go lava wave. That helps a lot.
Yeah, I've done that. That works well.
Yeah, do that too.
But Rag's good. Like the lava wave, since minions are so powerful. Lava wave is actually legit. You feel like an idiot casting it, but it works.
do you get the level 20 upgrade for the 2 lava waves?
I do.
Ah.
Double lava.
Okay. Someone goes on Infernal Shrine. Someone goes Sylvanas. You go Ragnaros. What?
Genji
What
or some shit. If you can play a good Genji, go for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or somebody who has good / longer range poke to be able to zone her. So she's not
Chromie.
able to. Well, yeah, Chromie would be pretty good.
Junkrat,
Okay,
maybe.
All right, so let's talk this out. So Sylvanas is on Team A. Team B goes Chromie, Ragnaros. Team A goes back and drafts, I don't know, Zarya and Malfurion. What do you draft after that if you're on the opposing team?
What? Say that dropped again?
What?
I didn't catch it either.
It's Sylvanas, Malfurion, Zarya, and you have Ragnaros and Chromie.
You need a tank to lock down so that Chromie could do some sure damage, because as long as you get Sylvanas below half-life, Malfurion doesn't have a lot of burst healing, and his healing comes out kind of slow. So just you want to have something to help keep her so that she doesn't have, enough life that she can play offensively.
So do you want like taunt
Muradin,
Yeah, Muradin would be good.
Diablo.
Varian, no, not Tom Varian, because you're gonna get wrecked in the early game and you're gonna get snowballed on.
Well, with Diablo, if you have the angle on her, as soon as she throws out her wave, her E ability, pin her against the wall and flip her, and that's pretty much enough time that she's gonna be crowd control where she can't, teleport over.
So you would go Diablo, Muradin.
Yeah, those are probably two of the best ones.
So that you would have that you would actually draft both of them.
No,
And would
I'd
you-
pick one or the other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. And I'm just so would you go like okay. So would you go another tank? Would you go with a Sonya or something
A
or
bruiser,
Yeah,
or something,
having
a thrall?
a bruiser, / front
Okay.
liner with like Sonya or Thrall would be good.
Okay.
Having a stealth hero, Valera, Nova,
Oh, Valyria, yeah.
or Zeratul.
Okay.
I mean, Valera's not a good advice because she's banned. Remember?
Permanently.
Yeah, but like Nova or Zeratul can make her feel like she's not safe enough to push out.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, just know where
Okay.
she's at in the map, and then if she's by herself, go kill her.
Okay. So anything else on Sylvanas?
She's
Okay.
strong.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and ask Tower Baron has a question for us.
Yeah, so I was playing a game last night on Volskaya, and something kind of came over me. This thought came over me. I was just thinking, I bet 75% of the HOTS community has no idea what they're doing inside the Protector.
Wait, first of all, who here knows all the Protector's talents in both seats? Who knows all of them? Raise your hand.
As of like 10 minutes ago, yeah, when I looked it
Doesn't
up.
count.
I think when you get it, everyone's just like, just get in it, and then you just press the cooldowns and abilities when they're up. I think the one ability everyone knows is the E, which gives you the shield when you pilot it, but as far as any other talent, no one knows anything about what it does.
All right,
Looking over, yeah.
Walker mode, shield, right? Dive,
Yeah, E.
and then the palm thingy that disables
Yeah.
stretchers or stuns or roots.
Yeah, I think people don't even know that though. They're just casting stuff. there's no. I think it's underutilized heavily. I think.
Well, we should teach the community how to properly use the protector because no one knows.
It's the most complicated objective to use because you can switch seats too, and then who goes in the protector at what time?
I'll tell you. Usually, it's the off-tank who goes in there, or some sort of melee hero who has bad CC and bad damage.
Okay.
So let's say if you're like D.Va, you go inside the damn mech.
Yeah.
Like that's who belongs in there. And typically, you have one person inside of it. You walk up to one of the two towers, park it, press D, switch seats, and then cast the laser beam E first, followed by the Q, and then followed by the W. And after that, the next E will be back. Then you repeat.
Right, so you keep switching seats.
Somebody put a video out, I think a month or two ago, saying that the best way to pilot it is to only have one person in the vehicle.
Yes, exactly. You press D on side of it to switch seats, throw from the walker mode to the gunner mode.
You rotate between the seats to make use of all your best abilities, which would be when you're piloting the shield, I guess all of her abilities in pilot are pretty solid, but for the gunner, the machine gun is solid, and so is the the line rift?
Yeah, the laser
is good. The charging one isn't really worth it.
Yeah, but we usually go with one man in there. You go to one tower, use all of the pilot abilities, then you switch seats, use all of the gunner abilities, switch back to the pilot, use all the pilot abilities, and repeat that.
Also, keep that in mind if you're pushing. If you're pushing with the protector, I think the protector doesn't count as like an objective thing, right? So forts don't prioritize protectors and can actually hit heroes that are around him first. So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Like if a tower's wailing on you and you're kind of low and then you see a protector rock up, like, okay, I'll be fine because the fort's going to change targets. No, it's not. It's just going to keep attacking you.
Yeah.
You think that's kind of broken though? Because it's meant for two people in the protector. I don't think it's intended for you to keep switching seats like that.
Protector sucks.
It does suck.
Sucks. Exactly. It's badly designed.
It hardly, like, I think I've gotten one time a protector. We couldn't even get wall after it.
That's it. Well, then you probably use it properly. But
No one knows how to use it. No one knows how to use it.
Yeah. Well, actually, Schizo says Cavalier Guest has a video explaining how to use it properly.
Yeah, I think the video I was talking about was Cavalier Guest video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, also, this is a guy who does a lot of strategy and analysis. I think he might be a coach for one of the pro teams, so he knows what he's talking about when he lays that strategy out.
He's also the guy who said to 5-man Hanamura, and it worked.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? That was his.
Yeah,
that was
he's the guy who came up with that strategy.
It was the best strategy, too.
Well, basically 3-man push with the, whatchamacallit, protector, and then stick 2 bodies in the other lanes and try to snowball.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess that, yeah. I didn't know about the swapping thing. But some of the other abilities, too, have... Do they do extra damage to structures or half damage to structures?
The Q on
Is
the
it really
pilot
just
mode,
you just spam everything? It's like, pretty much you just said just spam everything.
No, so the Q on the pilot mode does bonus damage to structures. That's it.
Okay.
But the E on the gunner mode does a shit ton of damage, period. So put it on top of the structures with heroes along the way.
All right. So you're really just trying to spam, right? Trying to get as much of the abilities.
No.
Well,
you gotta use the right abilities. You have a prioritization.
Yeah.
Where the for the gunner, you want to use the laser thing first.
Yep.
Because you want that to use as much as possible. The sooner you use it, the sooner it's going to come off cooldown to use.
Yeah.
You know, you don't just want to spam the shield. You want to save that for when your team actually needs it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the shield for sure.
You know.
Yeah. And you use a W for a root, or it also to disable a building, but the cooldowns on the pilot abilities are very, very long. So that's why you switch to gunner mode when the pilot is on cooldown.
I also think it's kind of annoying that they don't have like a try mode for the protector. I know they had the one brawl for a week or something, where protector against protector or something, but you can't really practice it. It's only like you have to win the objective, then like, okay, it's time to practice it.
Yeah, you can go to a test map, map and drop it.
Test map.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't know about that.
You can drop it.
It's buried in there, right? It's buried in the.
Nope, It's right there. If you look down the list,
All
Spawn
right.
Protector.
All right, I gotta check that out then. I didn't think there was an easy way to do it.
All
Okay.
right.
All right. I guess we're done. All right. So, all right, here's a little bit of fun. So we're going to do our first annual 2017 Bushies. And let's
All
go
right.
to Bacon for the stream stuff.
All right. Let's see if this works.
Oh shit.
ETC's bushies. Oh.
That was gross.
uh,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh my God. Holy
This
shit.
is award show with
Oh,
a
man.
little bush podium.
If there's
Ah,
ever
that trophy is
someone to-
specifically ETC's Bush.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so for any of you who've only listened to the audio, I highly suggest you go and watch the VOD of this because this is Bacon put in a lot of really cool shit.
Yeah, this is
There's an epic zoom
really,
in
really impressive.
of ETC's crotch, which you didn't know how far I was going to zoom in, and then just kept going. Yeah, that's right, NSFW.
Uh,
You know what that means.
No.
yeah, you do.
I'll keep you on the show and not know what that means.
What is it?
He works for himself. Why would he know what it means?
You're right. Never been at work. It's not safe for work.
Oh, not safe for work. Well,
Yeah. And then
Yeah,
there's
well,
NSFL, Not Safe for Life, which features people dying. And
Oh, I didn't know about that
Oh,
one.
I
Ugh.
never heard of that one.
yeah.
NSFL is death. NSFW is sexual things.
What are you watching, Bacon? Fuck.
You know, NSFL.
I've been on the internet. What are you talking about? This is like ABC shit.
It's like
He's
Reddit.
been lurking around the dark web.
This is like LOL.
LOL.
Yeah.
God, no.
All right. So with the first annual Bushies, we're going to go through several categories. So we're going to do all the positive categories, like best, hero release, best rework, and stuff like that. And next week we'll do the Baron Tower Awards, where we choose like the worst hero of 2017, worst skin. So you stick around next week for that. But let's go ahead and start off with the who was the best hero released in 2017.
Wait.
Oh, and
So the way this is going to work is that whoever gets the most votes gets the Bushy, or we all have a Bushy award for each of these.
we all nominate one, right?
Yeah.
It could be overlapping, and then
Yeah.
we defend and try to make our pick the chosen one, and
All right.
debate
I see.
and condescend other people's choices if we have to.
Do we have any criteria for best?
Well, we'll discuss that. We'll just do one at a time. We'll do one at a time.
Yeah, we be part of
So-
the case you make.
The heroes that were released this in 2017 were Hanzo, Alexstrasza, Junkrat, Ana, Kel'Thuzad, Garrosh, Tukov, Mateo, Diva, Genji, Cassia, Probius, Lucio, Valera, and Zul'jin. So, who was the best hero released in the calendar year? So we'll go to Old Backpack first.
I'm very biased, but Cassia. I think
Okay.
Cassia
No.
was. Oh no,
Name it.
no, just Cassia. I'll say this.
All right, Scott. Who's your favorite?
Wait, is it my favorite or the best?
The best.
2017. Best. Yeah, it's right there on the bottom Bottom left.
Oh, best favorite. It could be the same shit. Whatever.
Yeah.
If you're going for the best, I'd say it's got to be Genji. He's been the most viable throughout the entirety
Okay.
of his existence.
Well,
Okay.
it could be
Alright.
more personal, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Best
So
guess.
All Backpack says Cassia. Scott says Genji. What does Tower Baron say?
Anna.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh shit.
Anna, huh?
Anna. Hard on for Anna.
It's Anna,
Likes,
by the way.
likes
but,
the Russians. Holy shit.
Well,
Egyptian.
if anyone likes the
Excuse
Russians,
you.
anyway.
My
Egyptian. What are you?
My bad,
Egyptian.
Excuse you guys.
Bro.
Get it right.
All right. So my favorite is Lucio.
How do you all of a sudden go
That's
from the
interesting.
best in show notes to your favorite?
The best.
The best
He's
for
the
you.
best.
Well, we're gonna
He's had the
expand on
most
Best for
that.
you,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Scott.
Yeah.
Wait, Scott, you want to change yours?
We're gonna make an argument
Yeah.
for
Do
it.
you want to change yours
Yeah.
now that you know this information?
No, I'm good. I'll stick with Genji.
Okay. All right. So I said Lucio. Tower
Oh.
Anna. All Backpack said Cassia.
Oh,
Scott said
two
Genji,
Lucios.
and look at that. Me and Bacon are sharing a brain because he chose Lucio as well.
Yeah. All right. So let's go around the table, make a case for our heroes.
Okay,
Let's start with
Fringe.
Scott. Why'd you pick?
Scott?
Why'd
Yeah.
you pick Genji?
He's been one of the most impactful heroes in the game since he's came in. I mean, do I need to say more? He's been a dominant force in the pro scene, and he's been very good in, Hero League and just prevalent throughout. Well, I don't know about all leagues, but he's been prevalent throughout the higher leagues and the pro scene. Very good.
So how is that
Very
different from
good.
Lucio?
Lucio wasn't good right away when it first came out.
Oh, Lucio
really-
was
did you-
amazing. What are you
He's
talking?
really
He was
good. They
overpowered
nerfed
as
him.
hell.
Nerfed him.
Where
Yeah, he nerfed
where was he in the pro scene when he first came out? You saw him sparsely throughout the first 3 months of his existence.
He was
Genji
all over
had more
BlizzCon.
play.
We're
like,
not.
the
We're not
first, 2
talking.
weeks
We're not
than
only
Lucio
talking about
had.
HGC though.
Mhm.
Where I mean,
Like,
if we're
I remember
You're not
Bacon.
talking about HGC. I am. These these categories are pretty vague. You can't just all of a sudden
Yeah,
throw out
that's-
barriers.
that's part of the fun of it. Make it
Yeah.
as vague as possible.
But the thing is, Lucio was all over BlizzCon,
Mhm.
and also, Bacon used Lucio in the first 2 weeks to get to Master or Grandmaster.
I had like a 70% win rate with Lucio out of 40 games.
So
And,
Yeah, I
and-
mean,
and
Lucio
we're
is
saying best. And we're saying best. I mean, best for the game. It's maybe
Your
best
best
person
hero.
playing Genji. It's not the
it's
best
your
for
best.
everyone else playing against Genji.
It's your best.
no,
your
I
favorite.
think that Lucio ushered in, because at the time people forget that at the time when Lucio came out, there were no supports released in a year or something like that, and he ushered in a new wave of supports and how supports are played, and for the lower levels he's really good because he allows the ability to heal everyone, which is very, very important.
Lucio's
Brightwing
bad.
had that.
Lucio's
All right.
bad for the mobility
gonna-
creep.
All right,
Maybe
before we do this Genji Lucio fight right now, I'm gonna go ahead and nominate that Cassia gets kicked out.
F
Yes.
you guys. F you guys. She fulfills a niche in the game that is not.
It's very
no, the hero has
standard.
to-
Cassia's better than Anna, I'd
Oh,
say.
hell no. Hell no.
Anna,
Yeah.
And the grenade that denies healing, that is completely new. A healer that you'd actually have to skill shot to get your heals off and to progress the character on to get a higher level. She's, I think, one of the
That's
most unique healers in the
Not
game.
that good.
See, we're talking
she's
about,
not-
I mean, good
she's
for the
pr-
game.
She's okay.
When I say best hero, I think she can be used very effectively with the sleeps and good coordination. And I think she ramps up really well. The grenade is very unique. Like I was saying, it can even cancel out Rhaegar's Ancestral, which is huge.
She has no self peel. She has almost zero self healing outside of that one grenade. And even if you go the grenade build, it's you're always starving for self heal if you're getting poked out a lot. Whereas Lucio can peel for himself, wall ride quickly out, heal himself.
So yeah, I think you guys. I guess my definition of best is that the most, I guess, innovative character for the game, because now we have Malphite is somewhat similar too, and he's playing more of like he's more like skill shot based now, and that's totally off of Anna, right? That's pretty much the same thing, and I think she's a really good character to play, really fun. You're not just feeling like a healing bot. You have to land all your skill shots all the time. You're engaged the whole time you play. It's a really good character, I think. It's my best hero.
All right, well there you go. I don't want this to be like the Giant Bomb podcast where we spend like 4 hours debating who's the best character.
That's the whole point of this. Someone's got to get it bushy.
Oh, okay.
Then
Someone's got to
I
get
would
the
cast my
bushy.
vote for Lucio then, because Lucio deserves it more than Cassia. I know
No,
that for certain.
I don't want it. I don't want
No.
to be like Giant Bomb and spend like the next hour going over these categories. No, but I
Okay.
feel like
Okay.
we start needed knocking out heroes, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Cassia definitely needs to be knocked out.
First of
Yeah,
all, fuck
I don't
you,
think
but yes, she does.
But actually,
She's too niche.
That's why I enjoy her, though. She fits a very, very, very
Well,
specific
she wasn't
niche.
designed to
That's
be
really cool.
an all-purpose hero. She has her
Exactly.
niche role that she fulfills.
Which I
Yeah.
think is very, very cool. They said we
Yeah.
want to have a person that rapes melee comps, and they made her, and she does it really effectively.
Lucio's move speed buff is bad for the game. I'll say that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Just
too.
from the guys like supporting Genji.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, the
you
move
you
speed.
support the most
Genji's,
toxic
like,
playstyle
not
in the
fun to
game.
Yeah,
play against.
exactly. Well,
Exactly.
my definition of the best was different than yours. I'm not a fan of Genji. I think his playstyle is just as toxic as Lucio's. And I'm not a fan of the hyper mobility creep that the Overwatch heroes have brought in.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
I
me
mean,
neither.
the points I made about Genji being very good and prevalent are still viable.
All right, but
We
Okay.
will
I'm
just
not
vote.
a fan of it though.
goodbye, Cassia.
All right, I think we kind of agree that Lucio is.
I think we
the
agree
best
Lucio gets. Lucio, I mean, it's already a 3-2. Like we have me, Fringe, and Bacon saying Lucio deserves it.
I stick by my Anna. Screw you guys.
I think Anna is not played ever again for the next 6 months.
I'll still play her.
Anna, I mean, I
like.
like Anna as much as you do, but she definitely has her weaknesses, and she's not very prevalent in the meta, and she
Oh,
requires
she was
a
played.
double support.
She was played BlizzCon, like the last match of BlizzCon. They picked her
Yeah,
on
so
Team
was
Spartak.
Lucio.
Alright.
All right, so there you go. I think we have the best hero released is Lucio.
Scott versus Scott.
What a-
Scott
what a-
loses.
What a close second.
That's the title right there.
Scott versus Scott. Scott loses.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and let's do the best rework. I'm not going to add the year to these. Like this is all for 2017. So the best rework, we have Nova, Samura, Valera, Zeratul, Hammer, Leoric, Lily, Muradin, Zul'jin, Johanna, Morales, Chromie, Jaina, Zul, Malfurion, Thrall, Alarak, Tyrande, Uther, Arthas, Murky, and Tassadar. So let's go to Tara Baron first.
This
Who
one's
is,
the easiest one. It's obviously Leoric. Leoric.
Just say
I don't like Leoric's
No, no, no. Say all we're gonna do is just say
Leoric.
you pick your character and that's it. There's no anything else. You
If
just pick your
anyone doesn't
character.
pick Leoric, they're wrong.
All right, so Tara. God.
Tower
All
Bear
right,
versus Tower
let's go
Bear.
to. All right, let's go to old backpack.
Arthas.
Arthas.
Let's go to Scott.
Garrosh.
No rework.
Hey,
He was
his
reworked.
Q got reworked. That is by far the best rework in the game. I'm gonna
Okay.
win this category hands down. Completely changed how he's played. It completely changed the entire scope of bans in Hero League.
All right, so my favorite rework was the Uther rework because they
Really?
took him. Why? Where are you pointing?
To you. That's a good idea.
Okay, so I say Uther. Tower Baron says Leoric for some reason, and then all backpacks.
Arthas.
Who'd you say?
Arthas.
Arthas. Yes.
Arthas, and then Scott said
Garrosh.
Garrosh.
and then Bacon. Yeah, you
Chromie.
know what's funny? I
I
actually had
say
Chromie as
Chromie.
my number 2. Actually,
Interesting. 3 tanks, a healer, and a and a mage.
So the things that what I like about Chromie is that, you know, I really dislike her playstyle, but she's actually in a good spot now. It took a while to tweak her, but now she's like in a, you know, she's pretty much in a good.
She's viable now, where before the rework she wasn't really as viable.
If we want to talk about not viable, let's talk about Leoric.
What?
He actually
He had his niche picks.
he offered nothing. Nothing. He had no wave clear really.
He had HGC play constantly.
No.
His wave clear was
No.
pretty much as good before the rework as after.
Yeah,
What
it
are you
was
talking
phenomenal.
about?
His auto attacks didn't cleave, and
But
he
he
had
did
no
more
sustain.
damage.
He was just a damaged sponge. He did nothing.
No.
He
Well,
had
you played him
sustained
wrong.
talents. What are you talking
What are you
about?
talking about?
He was not as strong as he is now.
No, he's
Huge.
it's a lateral shift. He's a freaking no.
Hell no.
Well, hold on. What are you gonna go with that he has more sustain outside of the buff to March of the Black King, which is
Yes.
a buff to an existing ability, which has
Yes.
nothing to do with reworking anything. They just changed numbers. That's a
The
numbers
swing.
tweak. That's
The
not a
ultra swing.
rework. That's a numbers tweak. What
Was
else
that- was
does he
that-
have that buffed his survivability significantly?
Yeah. Yeah, he had a build with the skeletal swing where he could be in team fight and get most of his life back outside of Drain Hope. And then he had what is it, the Wraith Walk? That was huge. The 50% less damage reduction on Wraith Walk. We can Wraith Walk across the whole screen and then Royal Focus afterwards. That synced up with the with his swing. That's huge. He's like an actual really good bruiser in terms of his mitigation. And his ults are actually a lot more impactful. It's like you don't just automatically go in tomb. March has its place. That's paired with the Wraith Walk. You Wraith Walk
So-
out, minus like damage reduction to everyone, and then march back into your team, and then they're all dead.
All right,
So you're
so
alive.
yeah, so
It's a damage sponge. Before he had no use outside of HTC. I mean, I never saw Leoric at all in any of my games, like ever.
That's true. I see Lyric a lot more often now. A lot more
Yeah,
often. But
well,
I guess same could be said for Chromie.
yeah, can we all agree that Arthas doesn't belong in the?
Yeah,
Fuck
what's
you
with
too.
Arthas?
Arthas had a good rework. What are you
Yeah,
talking about?
Oh yeah,
he is
he's seen a
fantastic.
lot now.
Yeah, what are you
Especially
talking
post
about?
rework, right after he got reworked, he's gotten nerfed. I think since then.
The
He
the
was one of
rework is
best
the
tanks
reason.
right
the-
after his rework.
The rework is the reason I picked up Arthas.
Yeah, because he's good. I mean, his
He
aura
had
none of
like
slows on
zero
top.
playtime before his rework.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Well, with Uther, he had piano build Uther for 2 years, and they actually. No, what I like about his rework is that they actually changed how supports can play now, because like he's the first one that got a talent that can honestly compete with Cleanse. And they actually reworked him enough so that he was no longer mana hungry, like severely mana hungry, and he's actually somewhat viable now. Yeah, he's been viable since the rework essentially, and I don't know. To me, he just signifies an ushering of the changes for supports in general.
Yeah, outside of like really like large AOE comps that you go against like Lunara, he has a pretty good time.
Yeah, definitely. He was the most overdue rework character here, I think.
Yeah, I don't think Garrosh really counts as a rework though. They just changed his Q.
I agree.
Like that's not really.
They reworked the ability
I agree. No,
and
he,
completely changed the Hero League unranked draft meta.
The thing is that I guess when I think of rework, I think of like a change to the overall kit.
I'm thinking the biggest, like, you have a character that's unplayable and now they're significantly playable.
like Arthas.
Yeah, or Garrosh. You can actually play him now. He's not banned.
But he sucks. His win rate dipped like
That's why you
5%.
can play him now because he's not good.
Holy shit! No, he was barely average before the rework, and now he's 45. He sucks
but
ass right
had
now.
he had an extremely toxic play style.
He
Yeah.
was
He got
fringe
reworked.
average. Now he's more fringe average. That was bad.
So,
That toxic play style is gone.
Yeah, Hero Physio in chat says every time I glance at the screen, the bushies reminds me of Saskatchewan, whatever that means.
That guy's a troll. He's just trying to plug his own tab.
asparagus.
Yeah.
Asparagus.
Self-promoting on our show, guys. We gotta stop this.
Schizo, can we just recall the week-long period where everyone in this game played Murky?
Oh yeah.
Fuck that rework. That was so
That
dumb.
was awful.
It was the same thing with Butcher. Everyone played him for about a week and a half.
Yeah.
And then no one ever saw him again.
Okay, to get this rolling, as much as I like Chromie's rework, she's a little bit one tricky and doesn't offer much outside of the long range poke, so I will take Chromie out. But I do like the
Garrosh.
rework.
Remove Garrosh, not a
I was
rework.
actually going to vote for Chromie, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
because
don't
I
feel
actually
too
think
strong.
that she's really good now. Like in a lot of maps, she's really good on Braxis. She's really good on Tomb. She's really good on Cursed Hollow. She's really good on these pokey maps, and she can do a lot. And it allows you to have a very, very flexible draft. Actually, if you have a Chromie. So
Let's all vote.
actually- I'm willing to take Uther out. I'll vote for
Uther's,
Chromie.
I think he's my second pick.
Who's your first pick?
Garrosh, of course.
No, no.
Uh,
We're voting
category.
Garrosh.
All right.
I'm not
No,
voting
we're all voting, not our picks. Okay?
All right.
Okay.
Chromie.
Uther.
Uther.
Garrosh.
No, they were all
They're all not.
they were all decent
not good.
reworks. I mean,
They're all not good.
I mean, Garrosh is clearly the best.
All right, Scott doesn't vote.
that's-
He skips.
Yes.
I don't know,
Gar-
I'd say I'd
No
go
valid.
with maybe Uther.
No valid person to pick.
You know, Scott's like the Russian judge.
He's like the Russian judge.
That's who he is.
Only Russia.
2.1.
All right. So what do you say, Bacon?
I'm voting Arthas right now because personally he's the biggest one that changed for me because I personally play Arthas because of that rework. I mean, I play Chromie and Uther too, but Arthas a lot more.
So okay. So
He's got to break the tie.
no. Loxley votes for Uther. So there you go.
Screw you. No. Why is
Oh, you
Hawk
can't
get
bring in
privilege?
someone
What?
else typing in.
Hey.
Hey,
There's
hero,
five of
choose
us. It's
choose
got to
Arthas.
break it.
Yeah, I think reading the chat, there's a few arguments of, Uther went from the worst support to
Best
best
yeah.
support. Yeah. And
Yeah.
he also ushered in that new cleanse meta that, Blizzard started doing with changing cleanse around to not just pure cleanse, but different kinds of cleanses through talents. So, yeah, I'll change my vote for Uther.
Well, what he
Oh.
ushered in the most was the double support meta
Yeah.
with having
Which
to
I was a
shit
fan
ton
of, honestly.
armor.
As a support main, I was a fan of that.
You gotta be a fan of the single support. If you're a support main, you gotta be the star. You gotta be good enough to carry your own self. You can't have somebody else say like, "Hey, man, I need you to pick up the slack because I'm not that good."
Uther's really good though.
I'm willing to set aside my ego so that someone else can carry me.
I'll
I'll carry him so he can carry me.
Wait, Scott. If Uther wasn't good, Genji would not have been nearly as good as you think he is.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, Uther didn't need a rework to cast
Clearly.
Divine Shield, though.
Yeah, but
that's the reason you pick them together is Divine Shield. He had that before his rework.
Yeah, but like if old Uther was available, no one would pick him. Like
No, he would
in
get
HGC.
picked. Like on.
No, he wouldn't. He was really bad
Illidan.
back then.
What are you talking about?
You don't know. You don't remember how bad he
The only
was.
time he was getting picked was in HGC. He wasn't getting picked in Hero League at all during that time, but
Well, now he
HGC he still had his role.
I don't know. I think if we had BlizzCon with old Uther, Uther would not have been played once.
He would have. It's like Tyrael. Tyrael, you don't really see him in Hero League. I've seen him
Tyrell's
maybe
good, though.
once this season in like 40 games, but in HGC he's picked all the time.
I
Tyrell's really
He's got that invulnerability. That's really big in HGC.
I think we have our winner already. It's Uther. It's time to move on.
All right, move on. All right.
Hey, Uther, who should we vote
Uther.
for? Vote for me, bitch.
Okay, so the next one is who was the most overrated hero? Now again, this the character pool is anyone, so they don't have to be released in 2017. Just what character was the most overrated? And I'm going to go first. and it's Genji. So there you go.
Genji, huh?
So let's go to Tower Baron. So who was the most overrated hero for you?
This is another easy one. Kel'Thuzad.
Oh, that's pretty good. All right, let's go to Scott.
Sylvanas.
Okay. Let's go to Old Backpack.
Genji.
Oh, okay.
Genji, huh?
All right, so I said Genji. Old Backpack said Genji. Tower Baron said
Kel'Thuzad.
Lazad, and Scott said Sylvanas. So what does Bacon say?
Guys, it's so hard to find all these character profiles while you guys are saying it live.
Well,
So countdown for me.
All right, so let's just talk about.
All right,
Okay, the
got
reason
it.
why I chose Genji is because he's a complete shit. You know, gold,
Period. We're done. Okay.
He's not
That's
shitty though.
gold and below. He's the shittiest character, and in order for him to work, you need to have a team comp that's really coordinated to do well.
He's a high skill cap hero. Of course, he's gonna be bad in the lower levels.
The problem is that people in gold, silver, and bronze think they're really good with him, and they're not, and it causes a lot of shit games.
That's only if he's picked in the top part of the draft. If he's picked near the end and he's actually makes sense to pick him, then he's pretty good. If someone first picks him and then the rest of the teams didn't follow up, then he's trash because that's his role. He has to kind of clean up. But in terms of most overrated, Kel'Thuzad had all this press coming out. He had that whole YouTube series of making of Kel'Thuzad, and everyone was saying like his talents were OP when he had he got the 30% spell power and everything, and then he comes up like, it's pretty hard to hit all the combos.
Yeah,
He had an anime made for him.
Dude, Kel'Thuzad was asked for since the beginning of the game. So overhyped.
Yeah,
There was no way he was gonna live up to the expectation, and then Blizzard tried really hard, to their credit, to make him like a combo-based blow-up kind of fun stuff to play. Until people realized, holy shit, almost nobody can pull off Kel'Thuzad.
yeah. It's looked cool on the preview. Like, oh shit, I'm gonna be chaining everyone, getting this 5-hit combo every time, and get my quest done before level 10. And then no, not really.
So okay,
Looks-
when HEC starts in 2 or 3 weeks, is Kel'Thuzad going to be played in more than 20% of games?
He's
in
not
Europe,
picked
or-
now.
Yeah, he's not picked now. Why would he start getting?
I'm just
picked?
asking. So maybe you're
never-
right. Maybe Kel'Thuzad is the character.
He's been able to, he's been able to be picked since what, 4 months ago.
He's
When's the last
he's less
Kel'Thuzad game
viable
you've
in
seen?
pro play than in regular play, because in the pros they do a lot less team fighting and they're better at ignoring the combo, so he doesn't get stacks. It takes super long for him to get 30 stacks to get the damage buff.
It's also why Chromie's not really picked unless it's a very situational pick, because she doesn't see enough action to get the Q stacks. And same with Kel'Thuzad. And he's fucking squishy as hell.
Okay, actually, I to be honest, I think Kel'Thuzad is like my 1B and Genji's like my 1A.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so I'm good with Kel'Thuzad.
Yeah.
You guys want to make him the most overrated hero?
Scott's Sylvanas. Sylvanas is not overrated though. I think she's rated pretty. I think she's rated
Yeah,
pretty
overrated.
normally.
She's a win more hero. Before this last month, she was highly overrated. She was not
No,
good.
I think the community as a whole has embraced that if Sylvanas wins the objective for your team, then she's gonna win the game for you. But she had a hard time doing it before.
Yeah,
I
and
think
now she's
that's
able
not
to
overrated.
snowball a level lead due to the changes. But before this last patch, she was a crutch in team fights. You had to get lucky or just straight up outplay the other team to win team fights with her.
But was she hailed as a hero that can completely carry a game before?
Well, I just think she's overrated. Going by overrated,
All right, let's define overrated.
Her
No,
value
no.
to me on
We
a
have
team
a-
is overrated. You guys are talking about hype for Kel'Thuzad. I don't
Have
care
a
about
higher
hype.
opinion of than is deserved.
Yeah.
But I think we already came to agreement for Kel'Thuzad, right? So
But I agree. But this is a great Stott versus Stott part 2.
No, I don't
Same
think
outcome.
Kel'Thuzad was overrated. He may have been overhyped, but if anything, I'd go with Genji because Genji's win rate isn't actually that high. People just don't like playing against him.
Interesting.
Well,
Once again, the crowd has spoken. We're all vote for Kel'Thuzad, I think.
Well, Genji does have the reset potential, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he has the potential to wipe the entire enemy team, but if he doesn't get that first kill, he's probably not wiping anything.
And also half the time,
Yes.
Sounds so
Like,
weird.
under Grandmaster level, like Grandmasters, okay, we'll keep them out of this talk because Grandmaster and pros can obviously use Genji to their utmost effectiveness. But half the time, out of those games, you E in as Genji, I'm gonna get this motherfucker. You missed the E, or it wasn't enough damage to kill the dude, and then you're just kind of stuck in the middle of nowhere while the minion and towers are wailing on you, and you just die by yourself.
That was Stott last time he played Genji.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
me when I play
I'm
Genji.
bad with him.
Yeah, me too. I want to get better with him, obviously, but
Mm.
and then how many times does a Genji dive into the back line, take out his fucking Dragon Blade, and he's popped in a second before he can do
Yeah.
2 swipes?
All the time.
Like, we're all looking at like the Fnatic player, like finishing off a 5-man team wipe in our heads, like when we're about to dive in and do the thing, but it never works out like that. So
all right.
We
So
all
let's
agree? KTZ?
yeah.
Kel'Thuzad.
Kel'Thuzad.
Kel'Thuzad?
Kel'Thuzad, okay.
All right, let's move on. All right, so who was the most underrated hero? So I guess by underrated, I guess we'll mean a hero that's been good, but he's not really, he doesn't have the hype around him though. So he's kind of like trying to think of a sports athlete. He's like a Tom Hardy. He's really good in everything he does, but no one knows who he is. So let's go to Old Backpack first. So who's the most underrated hero?
So I want to say this with a big caveat. It's ETC for the right after the rework.
No, you can't use that. You can't do that.
He was stupidly underrated. He hasn't changed since then. Except only his popularity increased.
So you're saying the most underrated hero.
We'll say the picks first and then get into it.
All right, so you say
Yeah.
ETC.
ETC.
All right, no one's gonna vote for that. All right, let's
Yeah.
go to Scott.
ETC was bad after the rework.
He's the same now.
Well, the meta shifted, and he got a health buff.
All right,
Let's
say the
go
picks
to-
first, Scott.
I'm gonna go with Avatar.
Okay, let's go to Tower Baron.
Medivh.
What?
Underrated? He was
Medivh.
overrated to begin with?
Okay, so wow, and so for me, my most underrated hero is Tyrael.
Of course.
So
Of course.
so Bacon, what is your underrated hero?
My most underrated hero is hold on. Samuro.
Oh,
Yeah. There we go.
all right. So I want to remove Medivh and ETC right away.
Remove Medivh. Remove Medivh.
I vote to remove them right away.
Dude,
Screw you.
Medivh is actually really strong. He's really strong. It's only if when you play your Hero League games or uncoordinated teams, he's trash.
He's
He
really
has a level
good
of
if you're Glorong
execution,
or
but
ADRD.
sorry.
He's really good if your name is Glorong or ADRD.
Exactly. He's totally underrated. Everyone thinks he's trash. I
Because
think.
half of 1% of players are good with him.
Yeah, but the potential is there. The potential is there, and everyone thinks he's trash, but actually he's really good if you're good enough to play with him.
Okay.
He's one of the most unique characters. I almost went Lost Vikings actually, but I picked Medivh
What
instead.
the fuck?
Yeah, Lost Vikings, while they were decent at the beginning of the year, the last 6 months, they haven't been anywhere to be found. Even in the places where they should shine, they're subpar.
Yeah, that's why I picked Medivh.
Hmm.
All right, I don't know where to go with this. Like Samaro's really good at lower levels,
He's good in higher levels too.
but his win rate
Especially,
is kind of low, though, right? Am I wrong about
yeah.
that?
Surprisingly high, isn't it?
Well, that's because the rework came out like a month
Well,
ago.
his pick rate is super low. He doesn't get any play.
Was that because Samaro's like only good on a small number of maps, like Blackheart's Bay and stuff like that?
I don't know. I mean, shit, I don't see him. I don't see him played, so it's hard for me to tell.
Yeah.
What is chat saying? Let's see what they're saying.
Well, we should vote people off of the list, right? Like, let's vote for who shouldn't be on the list.
I say Medivh and ETC.
So yeah, so
I
everyone
think-
vote for hero. Yeah.
I think ETC now, as he is, he's pretty. He's a huge part of the meta.
Oh yeah, I know.
He's made it back for a while now to the trio of like solo tanks that we always hype around. So I think he needs to be. He's out.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
And,
that's now though. I talk about the year of 2017. Like,
I see what you mean with
I
that.
think
there's
he
a
was-
good 6 month
I think
time where he was not
he's-
played at all.
I think he was more normal in the meta than he was out
Yeah.
of the meta.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
he
still
was
got
like
picked.
out of the meta for like
A month or two.
No, it
2
was like
months,
it's like
maybe.
3 months. He was unplayable. Even though he's almost the exact same as he is now.
But the thing is that like Tyrael, nothing's happened to Tyrael at all, and at least in the Western world, he's never played.
because
Okay.
he has no crowd control.
Yeah.
Well, at 16 he gets crowd control.
He had zone
Yeah,
control.
that's like end game. What about the middle and the beginning?
Well,
Yeah,
then-
What
we're just-
about
we're
this
just snowballing.
meta that's focused much more around early game?
he's really good, and they haven't even touched him.
All right, so let's take out ETC. I also vote to take Abathur out. I think he's been a large part of the meta for a long time.
I second that. I agree.
He has,
Also-
but his strength I think is underrated.
Yeah,
I get
I think so
Abathur
too. I
player.
kind of go with Scott. I think when everyone has Abathur on their team, there's like, oh shit, we have Abathur.
Like,
But no, you can actually. be
Abathur
good.
sucks. No, Abathur sucks in this meta.
People don't know how to play with him
Yeah.
on your
Same
team.
thing with Medivh.
No, but remember, is it this meta or is it like this year? That's the big point, right? This year, Abathur had a lot of play at all levels.
Yeah,
He's had a decent amount of play.
I
So
mean,
he's
his,
like-
his
He's largely forgotten and not considered until he comes out. Then it's like, oh yeah, Abathur. He's
but
really good here.
that
Yeah,
applies to most of these heroes, though.
You know what I will say though, like in the right hands, Abathur can carry games on his own.
Yeah, I do think that too. Most of the time when you get an Abathur and you're playing your games, it's like, oh shit, we're gonna
Samuro
lose.
can carry the fuck out of games by himself. He's like camp master,
He's
split
the camp
pusher master. And in this,
So is Jazlo.
No, it's different, dude.
but Gazlo,
Gaslo's Gaslo.
yeah.
All right. I motion to take Medivh out.
Hell no, man.
I-
He's awesome.
Yeah, no.
Oh, what?
I don't know if you could say Medivh's underrated. He's got his niche spot, and you know that where he shines, he's an all-star.
Hey guys, so let's all vote for a hero that's not our own. How about that? Let's do that
All
like
right,
we did last
something like
time.
that.
So Fringe, vote.
I go Abathur.
Abathur.
Serial.
Go with maybe Samuro.
Abathur. So
Okay.
Medivh's out.
Medivh's out.
Damn it.
So we should vote on this.
Well, let's see. Robin of Locksley says.
Nobody voted for Medivh, right? Isn't it
Yeah.
going to be the same votes?
Yeah.
Medivh is
Yeah,
gone.
he's
Yeah.
gone.
So Robin of Locksley says Zarya is really good. Ogre says he sees a lot more Abathur than Samuro in quick match.
Let's
Grubby
quick match.
is
Everyone's trying
recommend-
him out. That's
It
everyone's
says,
trying him out. That's why.
JJ
Which
is
hero
saying-
which hero do you look at first and then underestimate? Like, oh,
Abathur.
that guy's gonna have not a
Abathur.
lot of effect.
Abathur.
Yeah.
No, that's Samuro for me.
No, I think it's Abathur.
I know.
Well,
I know.
somebody's
I know
playing
exactly what
Samuro.
Samura's
I'm
gonna
assuming
do.
they're really good with them, because the
See,
majority
I-
of the population. Samuro's like Medivh. The majority of the population don't play them, but the people who do have a ton of games under their belt with them, and they're going to be good with them.
I
don't
guess
know.
there are a lot of shitty Abathurs out there
There are.
that are on the bandwagon.
To be fair, though, in order to play Abathur well, I think it's best to be on a coordinated, at least be on comms. You know. But
Not really.
I think so. I mean, I don't know.
Oh,
Okay,
as
so
long
should
as
we
you're
vote now?
pinging in.
Should we vote?
I have a
Like,
feeling
Fringe-
Abathur's gonna win.
Abathur.
No. So you can't vote for your own if you want to. There's the vote of the
But
three.
the thing is that like Samuro is really good at the lower levels. Like last time I checked, his win rate was really low at the higher levels.
You got to vote, son.
Then he's not underrated. I mean, I know when someone picks
think-
Samuro, like they're gonna.
All right, this is what I'll
Not
say.
heavy.
Any character that has a high win rate in bronze and silver is not a good. Like that's a bad. If a shitty player is good with them, then he can't be that good.
That's your opinion.
All right, fine.
No, but at the higher level, the people who play Samuro don't go the Bladestorm.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So Fringe, what's your pick?
Oh, I'm gonna pick Tyrael again then.
Okay. Tower.
Abathur.
Samuro.
Abathur.
Can we pick our own?
Of course.
Oh no, Matt did. That's why I picked
Yeah.
mine.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So that means Tyrell's out.
Just give it to Abathur.
No.
Tyrell's out.
Tyrell's out. So
So,
So
Fringe is the
vote for it.
tiebreaker.
yeah, Fringe, you gotta vote.
All right,
Samuro,
Abathur wins. Okay.
I vote
Most
Abathur.
underrated.
Ah,
See, I
talked about
think
this.
he's so prevalent in the pro meta
Exactly.
too that
he's not underrated. He's played often. He's not.
he plays a
underrated at all.
lot. Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
underestimate an Abathur.
I always
Like, comps
underestimate
built around it. You
Abathur.
have Abathur comps. Like,
You're like,
I-
oh shit. Oh, let me make my case. Like, he's
You know-
played a lot in all levels, right?
Take the lose.
Hold on. I'll see if I can convince one of you. He's played a lot in all levels and pro play, and that's the reason, like that it trickles down. Samuros are barely picked, but they can carry games by themselves, right? Just like an Abathur can, but he's also infinitely less picked than an Abathur. Abathur is
see,
part of the general meta.
Yeah, but what Abathur has, he has Mule, which is way more important nowadays.
wait.
I think taking camps by yourself
Yeah,
and
a level 7 talent makes your choice for you.
No, I'm just saying that Abathur is very underrated. Like if
He can-
a good Abathur can carry games, I don't think a good Abathur, a good Samuro can. At
Oh,
least
yeah,
at my
he
level.
can.
You
Yeah, he
watch
can.
Grubby. Watch
yeah,
Grubby
so
shoot
you're
pick.
underestimating
Yeah, you
Samuro
can.
right now.
Yeah, exactly.
He's underrated.
This Abathur. All right. How many times
gonna
at
look
Fringe
this-
have you
alright, so-
said we have this damn Abathur thing?
Underestimate the extent, value, or importance of something or someone.
Are you really just gonna
The
keep
thing is-
arguing until you get your hero selected?
All right.
Decisions have been made.
Okay. Abathur is the winner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Sorry.
All right. So now we have two more left. So the next one is the best skin released in 2017. So I'm gonna go first. I think it's gonna be this one skin, but I didn't choose it. I chose the Anubalisk skin.
I don't have the
Oh,
pictures for
are we not
this,
doing
by the
skins?
way. No, we can do it. Just I don't have the pictures.
oh.
I
Alright,
didn't
that's
have enough time.
I think it's either gonna be the Diablo skin or the Anubarak skin. Right?
Maybe.
Maybe.
All right. So are we doing this one or no?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, you got that.
All right.
You
So
asked
I chose the Nubalisk. So let's go to old backpack.
Titus banana hammock.
Oh yes, yes,
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
Thong Tychus.
All right,
Thong Titus.
let's go to Scott.
You didn't pick one.
Yeah, I'm
He
not
doesn't-
really a big skins guy. I guess
It's
I'll
like-
go with the Vala Christmas skin or whatever.
Okay.
Why not Vala Sheriff skin with the boobs?
All right. What does Tower Baron say?
Primeval Diablo,
Yeah.
Xenomorph, Diablo.
Primeval
Where-
Diablo.
What did Bacon pick?
Templar Li Bing.
Which one's that?
Hold on. I'm
Okay.
actually working out something right now, but Templar Li Bing, I'll show you in a second.
That's not better than the volleyball one. I don't know.
Of course the Asian guy.
I don't really like the
choose
Templar skin.
That's okay.
Why?
Nah. Yeah, I don't like that skin at all. Actually.
What the fuck? You guys
He's
are
Asian,
weird.
guys. He
The
likes Asian guys,
volleyball
what do you
one's
want?
way better.
Yeah, I like the slutty volleyball one.
Yeah, the volleyball.
Slutty
slut.
volleyball.
Yeah, their ass out.
Slutty volleyball.
Yeah.
All right. What'd you say, Scott?
The Vala Christmas skin.
I don't
Like-
like that.
Cool
Yeah, whatever.
Winter's
Slut-
Helper Vala.
All right. Let's just say
Winter's Helper
guess.
Vala.
all right, so Bacon's choice doesn't count. Take that one out immediately.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know
Screw you
what
guys.
that one.
Well, I'm
Tiger's
cool with
man
it,
phone.
like as well.
Volleyball
the
was
Tigers-
last year, though. Anyway,
Yeah.
Which one? What?
the
Volleyball
volley leaving
leading was this year.
Oh.
skin volleyball was last year.
Oh.
Yeah. So was the Asmodan dunk skin.
Mm-hmm.
Malfurion's new Christmas skin is also pretty sick with the Christmas lights on top of his
Yeah.
head.
Yeah, that
That's
was
pretty good.
probably my second best one.
But I'm cool with any of these actually, other than the Li Ming one. Like I'm cool with any, to be honest.
Screw you
no, the
guys.
thing with the Diablo one is that was the one everyone wanted, like after 2.0 with the loot boxes. People were re-rolling like 1,000 coins trying to get that one.
That is true.
That was
the
the shit.
initial 2.0 drop with Diablo being in there, I think that was the most hyped one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is it the best one though? Because to me, the best skin is also the most creative. Like Diablo is just a skin they ported over from the game, right? But Titus Manthon, I mean, the staff had to draw that out. You know, they said, you know what, we're putting
I mean,
Titus.
this category isn't here to cater to your fantasies, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed their
what
their
it's
attention to
about.
detail.
You may
Diablo's
like
prime-
the banana hammock, but I like the primeval skin. I mean,
It's
we all
the
have
first
our
one
preferences.
to. It's the first one when I saw this mount animation. It's like one of the first skins that actually made me think this is legitimately creepy looking. The way he
true.
crawls around.
Yeah. It's
So,
definitely like a xenomorph, alien xenomorph.
Yeah. All right, so I vote for Diablo.
Yeah,
I'll vote for Diablo.
All right.
for Diablo.
Tychus if I can't pick my own.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, Diablo is the scary Diablo skin is by far the best skin of 2017.
All right, congratulations,
All right.
Diablo.
Last one. All right. This is the best one, the coolest one. All right. So who was the best overall hero of 2017? And I'm gonna go Sonya.
Of course.
So let's go to old backpack.
Rayman.
All right, let's go to Tower Baron.
Greymane.
Let's go to Scott.
Oh man, I don't know. That one's like really hard to quantify.
You had days to think about this, bitch.
I know, but it's just.
He's still thinking about it. He's been thinking about it for
We sent you
days.
notices days ago.
I know, but it's really hard to.
I wrote mine
Just
down.
say
So I don't
Genji. You
forget.
want to say Genji,
Yeah.
right? You're thinking
Yeah.
about Genji.
No,
Genji's like your 3-year pick so far.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll go with Brightwing.
Right wing.
I
Okay.
thought for sure you were gonna go Zul'jin.
Yeah.
Or I think it'll Murden for
Zul'jin.
sure. Murden or Zul'jin.
All right.
Brightwing, bring back the Z build.
All right. So I vote to remove Brightwing.
The
Classic
classics are the
Brightwing.
best.
Me too.
Right wing from the
Yeah.
I
Oh,
just
remove
put him on
Brightwing.
this. I just put him on the screen. I'm gonna take him off. Brightwing was ineffective for a large part of the year because she didn't have that shield build yet because she was in that nerfed state. So I think and she's not even that crazy good right now.
Yeah.
I mean, she's viable if
Yeah.
the comp is right, but I don't know.
Emerald wins team fights.
Yeah,
So I guess okay. In regards to Sonya, what I'll say is that all it took was one little change to the cooldown on her E, or no, the amount of healing it provides for her to be good.
One little change. I think they buffed the damage of her whirlwind by like 20%, and on top of that, they buffed the healing amount by like another like 25%. Like that was a huge buff.
Yeah, I know, but like
that's like one of the biggest numbers tweaks we've had for anybody's abilities.
No, let me finish.
You can't say that's small.
No. All they did was change. They just tweaked the numbers. They didn't change her kit.
They made a huge tweak to the numbers. It wasn't like a 10% buff. It was like a 20% buff. And then on top of that 20% buff, where you get 20% healing more because you're dealing.
She got nerfed, and like they nerfed
get another like 30% buff. To the
they still nerfed all of her stuff. They nerfed her back, and she's still really good still. Like she's been like in the meta for like whenever that change happened.
They increased the cooldown on her whirlwind. They didn't nerf any of the numbers on the damage or the healing the whirlwind does. I don't believe.
Every game now has a Sonya in it, or should have a Sonya in it, and she fits in every team comp, no matter what you're doing. Other than like having her be the solo tank, which should never happen anyway. But I don't know. Like I definitely like the Greymane pick as well. Like I don't like Genji at all.
I think Genji, in terms of him being the reason I pick Genji, I don't like Kim as a hero. Like he's effective, but that's exactly why I chose him, is because he's effective. He's been effective ever since he came out at the higher levels. There's almost nothing you can do if you're a low health hero and stuck in the back line. Genji's gonna get you. Like how can you fucking stop that? You don't. He E's and E's. And he's out, kills you, and he's out of the back line. Like,
wait, how are you gonna vote for Lucio for best hero of 2017 over Genji, but then you go for best hero overall, and Genji's better than Lucio? In your opinion, how does that work?
This is the entire pool
because Brightwing got removed.
Entire pool.
I'm just bringing up inconsistencies in that. If you're not gonna pick some Lucio, if you're not gonna pick him, it should be somebody outside of 2017, right?
Wait. He just got lawyered.
Wait, there was Stott versus Stott part 1 and 2. Now you're talking about inconsistencies? What?
But well, I didn't want to bring up the same hero twice.
Okay, that's fair enough. I'll accept that.
But I like Greymane because he can fit in, like he can actually fit in any comp.
Yeah,
like,
almost any. And he's prevalent in all the levels of play from bronze to HGC.
Yeah.
Greymane was out of meta earlier this year for a couple months, though, wasn't he?
Before the Q build changes, right?
Yeah.
I figured 9 months he's been playable.
Yeah, but
he got reworked and his Q build got like gutted, and he wasn't played. I don't know how long ago those changes were, but he wasn't playable for a few months.
Both his ultimates have their place, so it's not a strict like 90% for one ultimate versus the other. And they spent a couple months tweaking that, and I feel like they've landed on a sweet spot. And he's one of the few heroes that the plays that you make to get like an extra kill or two because of your own mechanical ability. There's not many heroes you can say you can do that with. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I vote for Greymane.
Like a Rich can eke out a little bit more damage than like a Masters player than a Bronze Greymane, just based on, because it's all the same kid, but the mechanical ability of reading the team fight and using abilities appropriately.
Yeah, the use of abilities on going into in and out of melee form and how you use your swipe. There's a huge difference between good and bad players. You'll see people close in on kills you didn't think were possible due to good gameplay, where somebody's out of range and they dive a minion to go into melee form and swipe, and they continue chasing, and then they roll out into human form and get that last like auto attack off where you were just like, whoa, that guy's way out of range, you're never gonna catch him. So I'll agree with that.
Okay.
I
So,
Right.
Greymane, right? I think we all agree, or three of us
Yeah.
agree.
I think Greymane is definitely it.
Mm.
Although all of us suck at Greymane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't play him, but we don't play him that well. We try.
Yeah.
What about Scott?
Loxley. We have Loxley to play him.
No, I need work on my Greymane.
Okay.
Yeah, I play him, but I'm not
Yeah.
great.
He's on the top of my list.
Okay. So there you go. There you go. That's the recap of the bushies. And next week we'll do the Baron Tower Awards. So we'll do all the
I wonder
negative.
what the trophy's gonna look like for that though.
It's the same thing. It's
Giant
the bush.
bronze helmet.
No,
Yeah.
it's- I don't know.
All right.
Yeah,
so
it's a
uh,
bronze
Serious,
type
it's
helmet.
serious.
so
Best-
overall impressions for the year in HOTS has been good. Other
Hold
than
on.
like the
We-
yeah. Okay.
I'd like to. So congratulations, Greymane, I guess.
Yeah.
And then we can go over
Yeah.
it real quick. Here are all the topics to go through it. Best new hero released in 2017 this year. Winner Lucio. Best rework of 2017. Winner is Uther. Most overrated hero Kel'Thuzad. Most underrated Abathur. I don't agree
Samuro.
with that. But it's been decided. Best skin released in 2017. Primeval Diablo. Best overall hero out of the entire pool. Greymane.
Just one more thing. Best mount of the year, the rooster mount.
Rooster.
Oh yeah, the rooster.
The
Yeah.
rooster. The cock.
No, Happy Cloud.
No, the cock. Everyone
The
wanted
golden,
the cock.
golden cock.
Everyone
Yeah,
wanted
everyone wanted the golden
Ah,
cock. That,
okay,
like,
golden
that was the
cock,
thing.
yeah. All right.
Everyone besides Scott wanted the golden cock. Like
What's the
that's the
best?
show title?
Let's do a quick one. What's our favorite map out of all of them?
Infernal Shrines.
Infernal Shrines.
Spider Queen.
I like Dragonshire and Sky Temple. Those are my top two.
I like Infernal Shrines.
Yeah.
Okay, so overall the year's been really good for HOTS, other than the
Hanamura gets fucked.
Somebody type
Schizo
in Hanamura
Hanamura.
all right, so let's move on. Yeah, let's move on. Let's do the.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. I have more
Oh, yeah.
ideas for other kind of segments, but I'm lazy.
Oh, this is good. I'm glad we did.
Asian lazy.
Yeah, I enjoyed this.
Asian
I
lazy.
don't think Scott enjoyed it very much, but
No, Scott's angry.
Scott got pissed.
Scott was
He's like, "How
into it.
dare you!"
Once we took out Brightwing, it was the gloves were off.
Scott's sober too.
I just make good arguments. You think I am mad, but I don't really care.
All right, so let's.
That's his secret. That's your secret. You never care, and then you turn into the saddest looking
Yeah,
Hulk.
I'm just arguing to try and get my point to win. I don't really care that much.
I didn't really care much either until Samuro came up. I don't know why I kept sticking with that, but
Yeah, you
I
were
agree
really
with you,
pressing
man.
that.
No,
I
but
was
everyone here
pressing it.
underrated him. Like everyone,
Yeah.
they all self-fulfilled the prophecy of him being underrated. Like they know he's bad.
I know
Like-
he's good.
How can I underrate him if I never see him played?
All right, let's.
I literally have no
uh,
judgment on him. I know
this is
that
gonna
when
be
he's
3 hours.
played, he does well. That
Yeah.
So I don't see him as being underrated.
Yeah, should we like just start wrapping it up and redo this?
No, no,
one
no,
time?
no. Well,
No?
we're
We're doing this?
No, we'll do the team fight spotlight and the draft analysis next week,
Yeah.
and then we'll do. All right, so we have an iTunes review. We got one from JMK, and he said, "This is what he said. This is the title. He gave us 5 stars, by the way. So thank you, JMK." He says in the title, "Don't let your dreams be dreams. Listen and improve." Wow. Okay,
That's us.
that's us, I guess.
That's definitely me.
Oh God. And this is what he said. So, if you can spare a moment of time to improve your HOTS play, this show is worth the amount. Is worth the moment and then some. I've already gained a lot. I've already gained a lot from the Gankbush fellas, and intend to keep listening each week. By considering the multi-levels / perspectives that the show offers, it can give you the potential to strive forward or toward and achieve the level of play that you see that you are after. Thanks for putting on a show like this, guys. Thank you. All right, thank you, JMK.
And that is Fringe reading text aloud.
You're so good today. What happened there?
Yeah.
Text is really small. Like my eyes are like my vision's getting way worse. So I have to, like squint. and stuff.
You were doing so well, like throughout all the meta review.
Like- No, the text is small. It's hard for me to read it.
Okay.
Yeah, why is it so small? Like I gotta like blow it up and zoom in.
Exactly.
too.
I had to like. I
Who's linking the super small
I did.
text?
I did.
That's your own damn
So you
fault.
got
God
no
damn
one to
it.
blame but yourself.
All right, but
Should I
like,
blow
thank
this
you.
up? No, I'm gonna leave it in font 6.
All right, thank you, JMK. I really appreciate it, and
Thank you.
it's much appreciated. You should go to the Discord. I don't know who you are. All right, so okay, now this is going to be the end of the HOTS portion of the show. We're going to do the Star Wars review, and this is going to be a spoiler-filled review because all of us saw it, and
The Last
so
Jedi.
again.
The Last Jedi.
Yes,
Just to be
The Last
clarified.
Jedi. And so again, no, there will probably be no more HOTS spoken. So if you want to stop, just stop. All right, so Star Wars. All right, so what we're gonna do is everyone has 1 minute or less. Everyone's gonna give us score on a 0 to 100 scale, kind of like a tomatoes meter, Rotten Tomatoes meter. So on a 0 to 100 score, and then we're gonna say how much of a fanboy, if we are, of the show. Okay. So I'll go first. I give the movie a 75%, and I just saw the films, like all 8 of them, and that's about it. And I saw the Christmas special, and I saw Rogue One, which sucked. But so there you go. Let's go.
Was pretty good.
Well, let's go to Charbrand now.
So I also saw Star Wars with Fringe and Old Backpack.
What's your rating?
I give it a score of 69.
Oh God.
Oh, okay.
And do I have to say why right now, or are you going to go through everyone's
No,
score?
all right, that's it. All right, let's go to Scott. What score do you give it?
I'll give it a 8 out of 10.
Okay.
And I've just watched the all the movies.
All right, let's go to Old Backpack.
Yeah, same thing. 8 of 10. I'm not a big fanboy, but I watch all the films.
All right, let's go to Bacon.
Same here. I'm not a big fanboy. I watch all the films. I enjoy them. 70.
Okay.
65
69.
70.
69, not 69.
All right, so
No, I give it a C minus. So what is that? 69? Okay.
Yeah,
68.
69. 69 and a half.
all right. Is this okay? Yes or no? Is this film better than the Force Awakens, the first one from
No.
JJ?
No.
I say yes.
Yes. Yes. Well, the thing is, the second one came after the first one, and this one shit on all the everything that was built up in the first one.
Yeah,
So it's not really fair.
As Kevin Smith said, there are a lot of "fuck you, JJ Abrams" moments in this game.
Yeah, it was like what was like Snoke. They built him all up like a big ass hologram, and like you don't
But-
just know who he is. He's just like some evil guy on a throne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets
No,
like
here's the
I don't
thing.
know who he is.
How much of
But-
the Star Wars has to be the same old story told over again? What, Rey's gonna save Kylo Ren so they can have a happy old universe together. Like this, it's the same old tropes being regurgitated over and over again. Ryan Johnson took a risk and tried to kind of flip that on its head, and that's why it's so divisive. But I feel like this has the potential to be a really great step forward for the franchise because the storytelling's so boring and like predictable.
Yeah. I'll
So-
give you that. The story is not what you expected to happen.
Yeah.
So-
I was really scared watching it that the entire movie was just going to be them running away on a ship. Because the movie's kind of long. That literally happened for like an hour and a half of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just like, is this really it? Like, this is kind of shitty. If this is everything.
One point I'll bring up: everyone was shitting on how they murdered Luke Skywalker's character, right? Well, I'm gonna ask you this: if a Jedi Master or a person had his disciple betray his entire school or like kill off all the Jedis, and he failed as a student, as a teacher, and felt like that crushed, and that he was, somehow like for 20 or 30 years hiding as a hermit, like, and Rey finds Luke Skywalker. What else do you expect Luke Skywalker to be besides a defeated person?
Mm-hmm.
It's that this Luke Skywalker character problem is a J.J. Abrams problem that Rian Johnson was forced to answer. Obviously, if you're hiding by yourself 30 years and you've totally cut yourself off from the Force, this is how a normal person that does those actions, that's how they're going to act, like a hermit and emo and not wanting to be a part of the universe.
Yeah, no, like I totally, so take a step backwards. I totally agree with you that like his motivations, or Luke's motivations for being on that island, makes sense. But what's funny is that like on the tomato reader, it has a 93% rating, but like for the user, the fan base, it's like a 55%. And I wonder, like, it's kind of odd. It's very rare that you see that, where like, critics love it and like the fan base hates it, or like is very not hates it, but like is lukewarm about it.
Well, I think everyone gives it, at least a C plus. So it's going to get a positive review because the tomato meter is thumbs up or thumbs down. It's not like IMDb where you have like it's an 8.2, like a 1 to 10 scale.
Yeah, but the reviews that I've read, like they're very glowing. These aren't C plus. These are like, this is the best movie since Empire Strikes Back.
Hell no. There's just too many plot holes to look over.
All right, so wait, so aesthetically, this is the most beautiful Star Wars film ever.
Shot so amazing. Yeah. When she takes that cruiser and zaps it through a Snoke ship, oh my god.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I see all the speeders on the freaking salt marsh. Like, holy shit, there are red smoke just flying up. Like, oh.
I think Snoke's palace would look super cool with the
red room, right?
The gradient red. Yeah.
Like the fashion model Templar guards. They're all like doing different poses and shit.
That was cool.
Yeah, it's so like they're in the middle of a photo shoot.
Yeah.
So I think the theory is that Kylo Ren didn't kill all the Jedi students. He took some of them with him. I think those are the students.
In the red suits.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Oh yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah. Oh, is that what it is?
Probably. So, I mean, they didn't confirm it, but they have.
Yeah, they were some kind of. They had some connection with the Force.
Yeah,
but they weren't using lightsabers. Also, they didn't use any Force powers during the fight.
Well, maybe they never became Jedi.
Yeah,
they were able to fight on close to equal footing with the Jedi.
Well, Rey. Then Kylo Ren would have taught them all, right? Or they would have gone under some training and would have been able to use the Force. Rey's barely 2 to 3 days into using her Force powers, and she can do all that shit. And
you have different strengths with the Force. Some people are more gifted than others.
I'm sure Snoke's personal bodyguards that have been trained under him can do a Force push if they were able to.
I would think no, because no, but if you train them to be too good, then they kill you. That's why you never train someone better than you.
Yeah, I mean the Sith way has always been to have a master and a student, right? The Sith way isn't to be training a bunch of other people.
So, all right, so I had a quick question. In the very beginning when Leia almost dies?
Yeah, should die.
Yeah,
should die.
Like, apparently she used the Force, right, to get out to get back to the ship.
Yeah, by the way, this is called the Mary Poppins moment.
Yeah, but like, my question was, did she ever use the Force to do that? Like in any other movie?
No, that was pretty corny. She should have died.
She should. It would have been perfect.
That was a Disney moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because like I remember when I was watching it, I was like, what the fuck is happening? Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and then I read that she used the Force. I'm like, what? She never used the Force ever like that.
In the not movies, there have been other huge feats of Force. Like in the television series, people are throwing boulders around left and right. But in the real life Star Wars main series, they don't really Well, if this was if this wasn't the TV, like there would be like a dozen guys able to do that because of force powers. Now it's just
No, but I mean, there's a difference between using the force and logic. When you're out in space, you know, all the air gets, you know, like sucked out of you because you're in a vacuum. Shit just wants to expand. You have no air, you pretty much die immediately. If
Actually, you're right. Your lungs explode.
Right? Yeah, like she should have been dead before she was able to do anything.
next
It's a
time,
plot hole.
next time I'm in the vacuum of space, I'll be able to use my force shield before I get into it. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the logic in the science fiction series.
In a Star Wars
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
But so the biggest problem that I had.
I know what you're gonna say.
No.
I know what you're gonna say.
That there were several. So the things that like I've read several books about writing, you know, scripts, and there are several times in the movie where like I was like thinking to myself, what's happening? How did that happen? Or why is this happening? Like the whole, you know, Layla, you know, using the force to get out, and like, you know, like at the end when the Asian girl saves the black guy,
Yeah.
right? Like the thing is that like
Finn.
she saves him right
Rose
in front of like
saves Finn.
What?
Rose
Oh,
saves Finn.
Yeah, when she saves Finn, right? But like she saves him right in front of like within like 10 feet of like the enemy.
The
Yeah,
AT
why aren't they dead?
walkers, Yeah.
Yeah,
Shoot
they don't kill him. How
Yeah,
did
like-
she save him when? Like, how did she get so far in front of him to sideswipe and save him?
Yeah.
What was their entire plan of, you know, rushing into the enemy with those vehicles? Did those vehicles have any capability to do anything?
They had guns. They're on the
Yeah, I
side.
think they wanted to take out that big battering ram,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the laser battering ram, but they all got gunned down.
But there
mean,
were several
what-
times like that where it took me out of the film. We're like, what? How's that happening?
Yeah,
You
that
know?
was the biggest complaint for me too. It's like that doesn't make sense to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, those. I mean, and also why keep the pilot out of the loop when he's about to, you know, set up a coup and hijack the ship? Like, why
Yeah.
not just inform him of the plan? Hey, this is what we're doing, real quick.
oh, I never thought of that. Oh, yeah.
I
But then-
think
That was-
like I think plot wise, she was afraid that there was a mole inside the ship.
Yeah.
That's probably why.
Yeah, I think that wasn't as blatant as the other ones though.
Yeah, like with her, I thought that like I kind of accepted that, you know, like
Yeah.
that there may have been a mole, or like, you know, she didn't want to freak people out, want to keep people working as hard as possible, you know.
And another thing I really didn't like is, again, at the end with the speeders, why does the Asian girl kiss Finn? It's like there were no chemistry the whole movie. I thought they were just gonna be like companions or whatever, like friends or whatever.
Yeah.
No, she
did all-
when they first met, she was fangirling out because
So-
he was Finn, the hero.
But isn't
but-
Finn
so
like
this-
Ray?
No, there was.
No, but
It
like,
didn't make
alright,
any
so,
sense. It was
yeah,
so
it's
cheesy.
like-
Well,
I was
she
like,
likes him. It doesn't necessarily mean he likes her.
Oh, love
Yeah.
triangle.
no, but like,
She's known about Finn, and like, you know,
she tased him. She
Yeah.
tased him.
Tase me,
He
bro.
got tased.
but
Don't
when she-
tase me, bro.
no, but the
when
thing is
she
that
got
like,
filled in.
you see, what I don't understand is that like they were together for like what, a few hours, and then now she loves him. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is that?
Close to 2
Yeah.
days.
Okay, wow, 2 days.
Yeah.
I love you.
You don't have to love somebody to kiss them, Matt.
She says like love. She says like, oh. No, but she says like
it was a
you
Disney
save
moment
ones that
to
you
take
love, or
off.
some shit like that. That's what she
Yeah.
said, like
Yeah.
before she kisses him.
Something
Well,
like
I mean,
that.
here-
Yeah, it's like
Here's
we're gonna
why
win with
her
love or
only
something.
family in the universe died, and then here comes the hero of the rebellion. You know,
Oh.
and they go on a fucking universe-saving mission together and survive through it all. What are you gonna do? You're gonna have
Rebound.
you're gonna have a
It's
little
a
savior
rebound.
syndrome. Yeah. I mean, I kind of get it's a little bit out of nowhere, but like,
The acting for that scene was horrible. It
Well, she
was
bad
so.
actress. She was bad in general.
Yeah. So speaking about what's her name?
her acting, Rose.
What's her name? Fat Asian? Is that her name?
It's like she's.
Oh
Wow.
my god! What the fuck?
Brutal.
No, but
Man.
I really dislike that character. She's basically a Comic-Con avatar, is what she is.
I think the material she was given was kind of cheesy to begin with, and how do you
Yes.
kind of pull that
Yeah.
off? I think
You
she
know,
was just given a platter of crap and
Yeah.
tried
You know
her
what? To be
best.
like, I'm going to admit this, but like, I think part of the reason why I didn't like her, I mean, obviously what she was given, she didn't have much to do, so that's not really her fault. The actress's fault. But I think to myself, if I'm being honest with myself, I think if this was a hot girl, a hot Asian girl, I'd be way less upset with her. Like her sister.
Yeah, if it was the sister was way hotter.
The
Yeah,
sister
exactly.
was way hotter.
No, seriously, like I'm willing to admit this, but like I think her sister's way hotter. I would have liked her sister to be switch places.
So you wanted the fat Asian one to be blown up and the hotter one to be
No,
asked.
I'm just being honest. I'm
that's
just being
very
like,
sexist
part of the reason
of you
why
guys.
is that like, she's not attractive. I want to see an attractive girl.
Well, I wouldn't say she's ugly. She's overweight. She's like,
Man,
She's
you
like
go to
maybe-
Chinatown in San Francisco, you see that everywhere. I don't want to see that.
yeah, she's like very normal looking.
I want the hot one that blows up in the first 2 minutes. I want that one.
Yeah, she has a very strong kick.
But like the one from a writing perspective, if she was like removed from the film would be exactly the same. She didn't provide anything to the film at all.
Yeah.
Well, she saves Finn.
She stops Finn from running away.
Yeah, but though, I think if Finn dies, then it has much more of a dramatic punch to it.
Mm-hmm.
This is because like the whole theme of the film is like forget the
Oh,
past.
then people would have been going ape shit over that. We
Yeah,
saw
but
this
they already
bad
got
movie and
killed.
Finn died. What do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in Empire Strikes Back, like Han is encased in carbonite. He's dead, maybe, right?
Exactly. Maybe.
I guess so.
I don't know.
Maybe if he.
I think a lot of these problems were from J.J. Abrams, and Ryan Johnson did the best with what he could, trying to refresh the universe. Because let's say what J.J. Abrams sets up is logically concluded. So what? Rey is a poor ass motherfucker from nowhere, and she's the chosen one because she has Skywalker blood in her, and she's gonna save the universe. Where have we heard of that before? Like same old chosen one storyline regurgitated over, like. And
Yeah, but
also,
at
if
the
you
end,
think
there's
about
there's
it,
a kid.
if you think
The kid
about
has
it,
the Force.
like let the what does Kylo Ren say? Let the past die. If you think about it, the Skywalker bloodline is literally the worst thing to happen to the universe. Because the Force always needs to find balance. So if there's always a Skywalker, there's always an opposite Skywalker in the universe causing havoc. A lot of these problems were just because the Skywalker bloodline
Yeah,
exists.
it's a huge
And-
family drama.
Yeah.
The entire series.
And just because they're alive, the Force demands that an opposite is also created to challenge them constantly. And that's why Rey suddenly has her powers, because Kylo Ren exists, and Kylo Ren demands an answer. And he's a Skywalker, so...
You know what the answer is? Brightwing. Emerald Wind would solve that problem. It's a force push.
I guess. Also, and one more thing about that.
Don't
And
you feel that like
the
I don't like
biggest
the-
thing-
I like Yoda, so
The biggest thing I like about this movie is that they changed the heroes, as in it's not a chosen one. Finn before he became this hero character was part of the First Order cleaning toilets. Rose was a mechanic. Rey was nobody from, she's an orphan doing a scavenging in the middle of nowhere. So all these new heroes, it's like everyday people, the poor folk. But given the given the chance to do something, they've done something so much greater.
So speaking about Rose, so she's a mechanic / security guard, and now she's like operating like
Speeder.
aircrafts and shit. Like what the fuck is that?
well, she knows how to repair them. She can.
Well, she's
Right.
a janitor, right? Like she's not.
She does
she's
belong
not a
there.
janitor. She's
No.
a
Desperate
mechanic.
for pilots. Everybody was dead.
Yeah. Remember
there were like
ID4?
there were like 30 people
The
there.
crop duster piloting
Like
F-16.
the end of that movie, the rebellion's down to like 30 people.
If you put me in one of those, I can't fly it. What am I gonna do?
Well, if
Well,
you're a
if you
mechanic,
can
you
fix
worked
it,
on
yeah.
Well, I
No,
mean,
I think that's
menu
a
a
big
couple
stretch of
times.
some of the other stuff.
So you're
I didn't
saying,
like
like-
how Ray was on that fucking island and didn't train like one shit, and then all of a sudden she got her powers better at the end. It was like
Yeah,
moving
that's
shit
One
around.
shit.
Well, the fact in the previous movie where she was able to fight Kylo Ren without
Yeah,
any
that's-
sort of, Jedi training, that was
Yeah,
way
and then
cheesier.
Bacon's talking
than-
about chosen ones.
No,
She doesn't have to train
that's
anything.
that's because there's balance to the Force. She needs to be that much stronger
Doesn't
more
mean you can
quickly
use
to
it.
bring balance.
I don't know. You got to
That's
train.
who's to say that's balance? What if she's
Luke
just
trained, man.
has half of the balance, and there's that little kid at the end of the movie
Yeah,
who
well,
has the other half, and Kylo
Who has
Ren,
the other? Who has the
the other
other?
half is to sweep
Kylo
up
Ren is like equal to both of them combined. Then she should be getting her ass whooped, right?
I don't know.
I think it's like you maybe have potential, but you still
Because
got to
we-
train.
We
It's-
talked about balance in the Force, and for the longest time before the Jedi got decimated, there was a ton of Jedi and only a Sith Lord and his apprentice to counter,
That's
100
also
Jedi.
why someone so strong as the what's his name, Senator. What's his name?
Palpatine.
Yeah, that's why someone as amazingly deceptive and strong as Palpatine was able to create what he created.
Yeah. And also, Scott, the little Force kid, he existed after Luke gave him his powers. Luke died, transferred to him.
Oh, snap.
Oh.
Insight.
Just so you know that.
Yeah.
No, but he was alive before then. He didn't
He got the powers.
powers.
It balanced into him.
No. In the first trilogy, they were saying it's in your blood, like
Midichlorians, fuck
Shit.
that.
Midichlorians.
I think they've kind of like retconned some of it. No,
Yeah.
no one likes the midichlorians.
Yeah.
So, were you guys okay with the humor?
Oh,
I was.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I
That's
like the
fun.
milk drink. He goes, "What milk?" He's like,
Oh, dude,
chugging
that face made me crack up.
that was awesome.
It's like, fuck you, I'm drinking like blue titty milk right now. What do you want?
Yeah, I know. You
Like
want
this
some?
weird sea monster.
Refreshing.
Yeah, that was awesome.
But why do you think people hate it? Like a lot of people
because
hate this.
it's shit on their expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got built
Yeah.
up in the first one, and then they said, "Oh, forget about all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's all gone."
It's like, what? Luke Skywalker's emo? He's supposed to be like Obi-Wan Kenobi and train Rey so she can be the chosen one,
But
like we've seen
isn't-
in the last two trilogies.
Wasn't Obi-Wan like on a desert island too, or like on a desert planet?
Well, he was watching over Skywalker.
Tatooine, right?
Yeah.
But
Alright.
then that would literally be the same storyline
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
repeated.
I think with The Force Awakens, they just copy, the first film.
Yeah.
And just
The
put in
full-
new characters, right? So you're not really doing very much different.
Well, no,
This
they
one-
had Finn. Finn,
and then
was
you
a new
change it up.
character.
You change it up a little bit so it's a little bit different and have
Yeah, but-
new, fresh ideas to work with going forward. And Ryan Johnson's already signed up for the next trilogy after Episode 9 that J.J. Abrams is going to finish off.
Well, Johnson's going to do
Wait,
a
next
spin-off.
trilogy? I thought it was supposed to be a 9-movie series.
No way.
No, 9 is going to be J.J. Abrams, and 10, 11, 12 is Ryan Johnson.
When the hell did 10, 11, 12 become a thing? It was only supposed to be 1 through 9,
last month.
right?
Last month.
I thought it was going to be like a spin-off, like it happens in the same universe, but it doesn't.
No, but it's not Skywalker bloodline focused. It's a different.
Shit,
Yeah.
20 years ago they were talking about there was supposed to be 9 movies. And all of a sudden Disney's just trying to cash in on more money on
that's before Lucas sold it to
franchise.
Disney, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was way back.
That was his whole idea, was 9 movies.
Didn't Star Wars make like $1 billion in the first like 2 weeks? Like they're gonna make more of these. Like,
Yeah.
why would they not make more of these?
Maybe. All
I
right,
would like-
here's
I'll
the
watch it.
question.
I watched just for the cinematography.
Where do you think the next movie's going?
I think it's gonna be like
Wait,
everyone
it's going
has
back to
the
Abrams,
Force.
though, right? It's
Yeah.
going back to Abrams.
It's gonna
Yeah,
be like
but
everyone has the
I
Force
think because
type thing.
what's her name, Carrie Fisher is dead. The
Yeah.
rebellion's basically crushed. I think the next one's gonna take place a certain amount of years from this movie, and they're gonna say, "Oh, she died," and
Yeah.
carry on as normal.
Yeah.
Well, they set up that Luke Skywalker, the person, sucks, but through his action, he became Luke Skywalker, the symbol. You know, at the end, the little kids are trying to sneakily play with Luke Skywalker toys.
Yeah, he's gonna be like a little
Oh, was
ghost.
that Luke Skywalker?
Like Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
I was-
You know,
around.
they
I
were
wasn't paying
retelling. They were
attention that
retelling
closely.
the Salt Planet battle. You know, where he was standing in the middle of the walkers and taking all those shots. Like that's what they were recreating, those little kids. And you know that he died to become a symbol, and that the rebellion. That was the spark that reignited the rebellion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that mean that little force kid who has the broom push.
He's a
gonna
future
be.
rebellion soldier.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. But
No,
what I
but
will
he's
say,
got, he's got powers. He's gonna be like part of the new Jedi Order or whatever.
Yeah,
but,
Ray's gonna train him.
what I will say, my last comment
What?
would be, is that what's that Asian girl? What's their name?
Rose.
Rose is worse than Jar Jar Binks.
No.
I'm done.
No.
I said I'm done.
No.
I dropped
Jar
the mic.
Jar
No.
Binks
No.
was-
I dropped the mic. I'm done.
Okay, so Tower Brand, wrap it up.
And that's our show, and we'll see
Wait,
you
wait,
in the
wait.
Nexus.
Well, no.
No,
What?
wrap
That's
it
not-
up. Let's wrap it up. Jar Jar Binks, boom. You dropped
No.
the mic.
Like no.
Put the mic down. You dropped it, sir. No
I
worries.
Put your mic back
I
up,
literally
don't
could
know.
not stand that character. Like I literally every
The mic
time I
just
saw
dropped.
her,
You dropped the mic.
like I cringed. Like it made no sense.
But do you
Anyway.
do you guys like what the like out of the little funky moments of, you know, Leia doing her force thing, or, you know, the kiss scene, but the direction philosophically and the themes that they're going with, do you like this direction
Much better.
of kill the past, the common people are the heroes? It's kind of very anti-capitalistic too, like the
Well, there's some
anti-Wall
good
Street
stuff
in
too,
a way.
like where they talk about like the arms dealer, like, oh, this guy's not really a good or bad guy because he sells weapons to both sides. You know, that was cool.
I think
Yeah.
I like it, but also I think it tackled too many themes. It chewed off more than it bit off more than it could chew in terms of those
Yeah,
themes. And I felt like that arms dealer was one too many.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I like the pro animal.
That's right. It was
Oh, that was so
Oh.
cheesy too.
don't
Is it
kill
like
the
then
seal
what she-
penguins,
Yeah,
whatever
some
they
of
are.
those the whole ice fox thing where it's like turn around, like follow me, guys. It's like, what is this? Like a movie for kids?
But it is.
Animals don't just look at, hey man,
Yeah,
follow me.
it is a movie for kids.
That's one thing that people forget is that like Star Wars initially was just supposed to be for kids. It's not made. For, I mean,
yeah.
It
that's
could
why
have
like
been-
the jokes are really good for kids. Kids love those jokes, and they
Cut
love
out-
those little Poporo things or whatever.
Porg.
Porg,
roll
yeah, the
them up.
porg.
Those
Pup
seal
things.
penguins.
I like the
things.
porgs. They're
Yeah, so do I.
adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Chewbacca's going vegan.
Yep. Chewbacca vegan. No porg eating.
God hates that. You eat that
the
pork,
casino
Chewbacca.
planet could have been completely cut out, in my opinion.
Yep.
Well, the whole. Never mind. The whole. Yeah, sure.
That was I guess to display more of the different worlds for cinematography reasons.
They needed a change of scenery. You can't be on that ship the whole movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess.
But I think it just lacks a lot of in-depth character analysis. I think, like we got from Luke when he was training on Dagobah, right? He got like really into his character. I think with Rey, even though she had the link up with Kylo Ren, I didn't really like feel what she was going through as much.
On
so.
TV. Touch my hand.
Yeah.
I think they're just trying to. They were what? Weren't they trying to gray the line between the light and dark side?
They were, yeah.
That
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
yeah. But
I didn't really think it didn't really stick. I think as much like okay, this is kind of predictable. I kind of know what they're already gonna feel. There's nothing like a lot of development that went on. I think
It's also interesting that they both thought they could turn each other, and that's
Yeah.
why they kept on talking to each other and decided to meet.
yeah.
But I think that over time the hate will dissipate and people will eventually grow to like this movie more.
Yeah, I think this movie is so hated because of there's no nine to, combine it with.
Yeah.
It's such a middle movie. It suffers so much from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll see though. Like I think everyone who's complaining, we'll see number 9. I guarantee it.
I'll definitely see it. I like
I'll
the
see it.
direction they're headed with.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just tying up some of the plot holes, and you have a really good film.
Yeah,
And just
really
get rid of
review
the,
that script.
Yeah, just get rid of that Asian character. And
But
we're
that
fine.
Salt Planet battle and the fucking
That was
Even like
beautiful.
even the beginning, like the first 10 minutes, like that fight was really cool too, with the bombers and stuff like that. That was really cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
What about what do you guys think about Luke Skywalker going as a Force ghost?
I liked it. It made sense. They all do it.
Yeah, they're all nice
Yoda
guys.
and Obi-Wan did it.
Obi, yeah.
Were you confused
was
when
there.
he took all those blaster hits and just kind of stood there and brushed his shoulders off?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought he used the Force to redirect everything,
Mhm.
or his lightsaber or something.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm curious to see where it goes. And I guess that's it, right? Are we good?
Yeah. That's it.
What about Yoda?
Yeah.
You liked Yoda?
Yeah.
Puppet
it's funny.
Yoda.
Puppet
Yeah,
Yoda.
Puppet Yoda.
Not CG puppet.
No CGI Yoda. Puppet Yoda.
CGI
That's cool.
puppet Yoda.
Hell no. So I was doing flips and everything.
I liked how
Yeah.
like Yoda
Ridiculous.
is like lecturing him and like hitting him in the face with a stick, like you dumb bitch.
Well, see what's good about that is that Luke isn't done learning. That's what they're trying to show, right? Just because you've achieved all this stuff, you can still learn and get better, right? That's what that shows, and I actually like that. They don't make Luke Skywalker to be a god. He's a very flawed person.
That is true. That's true.
And just because you're just because you're the best at what you do doesn't mean you're not perfect. And that's a
His
good lesson.
flaws are keeping him back, and he should have realized that his flaws are also the best teaching tools.
Yeah.
Teach your failures.
But what do you think Ray really learned? What did Ray really learn on the island? That's I had a problem with that too. Like she didn't really absorb anything like Luke and Yoda. Like I thought she was gonna go through some sort of training at least.
Yeah, the biggest
I
thing
think,
she got was urgency to go meet Kylo Ren, right?
Well, she would have got that like anywhere.
She had that meditation training, and that was about it, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I guess I had an issue with that too. The
Yeah.
Jedi are supposed to be trained. They're not just like have these powers and start doing shit.
You can make the argument that she's so talented that she's still very her talent is so immense that even though it's unrefined, it's still really powerful.
Mhm.
No, that's bullshit. It's
You can also make the argument that she has the text of the Jedi in the
They do.
Falcon,
They showed it
so
to
you can
yeah,
actually maybe think that she read it.
She
but-
learned. Ogre says she learned about blue space milk.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, she learned how to fish with a 20-story pole.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, "Are you kidding me? How much does that pole weigh? There's no way in hell you're lifting that."
The Force.
Force.
That-
Yeah.
Oh, I'm using my Force while holding on to it. Wouldn't you? Why do you need to hold on to it then?
People are still
much
watching
Force.
this on Twitch for some reason. I don't know
What
why.
the hell?
I don't know.
Oh,
Everyone
they don't
hates
learn
it
about
on that
space milk.
I think we should do a movie podcast.
Yeah, we should about blue space milk. So that's what we'll call it. We'll call it. That's the title
Blue
right there.
space milk.
Blue space milk.
Yeah. All right.
What's
Well,
the
there
next
you go.
movie we're gonna watch though.
Let's wrap it up, guys.
Yeah. I know. I liked it. I
like
think
3
we all liked
hours.
it. We all liked it.
Yeah,
And
generally
let's
positive.
go
Not
to-
great, but
I was
don't-
entertained. That's
I was
all I
entertained. I'm
expected
not gonna
from it.
remember it 2 weeks from now.
All right. Let's go to Tower Baron.
And that's our show, and we'll see you in the Nexus.
All right.
Damn right.
Yeah.
And lastly, again,
Nice.
in about 2 weeks, actually, maybe in about 2 weeks or maybe 3 weeks, I'll be doing my placements on Twitch. So just FYI, I think I'll know more by next week or the following week. But when I'll start that, but yeah, yes,
Give me a solid date. That way I can have some things ready.
okay. I don't know yet. It's I don't know.
That's
I'll know more.
Thursday,
By next week.
last
I'll
time.
know more by next week. How about that?
When I found you, I saw raw, untamed,
Mediocrity.
and beyond that, something truly
Average.
I need someone to show me my place in all this.
I think we can all agree